Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Coin Vault Has Opened. So over the years, I searched through probably about 5,500 or 5,000 count bags of unsearched wheat pennies. And as I was going through them, I pulled aside the ones that were in better condition, the ones that had some mint luster, the ones that I thought were better dates, the ones that I had trouble finding. And I thought a lot of these coins were valuable. I thought, oh, I'll retire on these someday. And so I've gone through, like, I ended up flipping them and putting them in little red boxes. And I still have 100, 200,000 that I could flip if I wanted to. But I thought, okay, well, I've been holding on to these. Why don't I see what they are? It's been a long time. I've learned a lot. And one of the things, this is the 26th episode of this, I think, and so after a couple episodes, I was like, wow, I saved a lot of cleaned coins, I saved a lot of damaged coins, I saved a lot of corroded coins, because there were a lot of, when you're new to collecting, I wasn't even new, there were still questions, what do I do with this mint state coin that has a scratch across it? What do I do with this mint state coin that has green blotches all over it? It's I put away a lot of coins that essentially were not worth anything, with some nice coins mixed in with them, but it wasn't everything that I hoped they would be. But at the same time, I did put away a lot of coins, and some of them are nice, and so I picked out two boxes. One of them appears to be from, I believe, teens and 20s. No, I think teens and 20s. There could be some other stuff in them. And one of the other boxes, I believe, is 40s and 50s. But I just kind of checked the 4 or 5 random dates from, and that's what they seem to be. So they could be anything in here. There could be any grade. It's funny, I've been doing a collection of coins that I got in graded by PCGS, and they're basically from good 4 to about, I don't know, very fine 35, I think is the highest I've looked at. Hey Tyler. And so this is actually these coins right here, at least the 20s and the teens, are probably about what I've been looking at for the last 24 hours. So that's one of the reasons I thought, oh yeah, but so far these coins look better. But the funny thing is they're all graded, the ones that I was making my videos of, they were all graded by PCGS, and normally, our first coin right here, oops, I might need to change my lighting a little. No, this is okay. But normally a 1920 like this would not get slabbed in a PCGS slab. It's not a bad looking coin, but I don't know what I would guess. I would say this is very good, fine. I don't know. I would say this could maybe be a fine 15. I am not really good at grading lower graded coins. Reason being, I'm usually looking at mint state coins. I'm usually looking at things with full luster, and it's just, I'm not messing around. I haven't been making thousands of videos of coins with lower grades for the most part. So one of the things we'll do here as well is, if we see something interesting on a coin or it has a mint mark, we're going to put that coin aside at the end of the video, or at the end, towards the end of the stream. We will zoom in and we will check out the mint marks. We'll check out to see if anything was what we thought it was. This one, I'm guessing that looks like rim damage to me, not just some tiny little cud or die chip hanging out on it. So I don't think that there's anything here. But pretty much there could be anything here. Clean coins definitely messed with me when I was first starting to really hoard coin, a 5,000 count wheat cents. Most of them, this is going to be an example of one of the better ones right here. But you get one that all of a sudden is like been cleaned and it's all red and shiny and looks, red like a new coin, but has all these scratches and damage on it. It kind of gets confusing, and it's like, is this one of those proof coins? Is this one what they talk about with mint state? Is it an error? How does it look like this? Just, I don't know. Things gave me so many different questions. So as I see stuff and I've learned, this one's got like a little bit of damage, like, I don't know, it looks like somebody, that knife game you play where you like stab between your fingers, like, it's like somebody like, took like a thumbtack or something like that and just like attacked this thing. I don't know why. The reasons people do things, I just don't know. But I would say like possibly the damage is not enough to interfere. And that was another thing, going through some of the PCGS ones, there'd be like scratches going all the way across the coin, like 3 scratches on the last one I think I made a video of. And it's like graded like very good 6 or very good 8 or something like that. And I'm like, how is that not genuine scratched? And so some of these coins, some of these lower grade ones, I don't understand how they actually receive a grade. It doesn't. And so none of these are graded. They're just in little cardboard flips. Like I thought I was doing them all a favor and preserving them. Some people in some of the earlier coin vault has opened told me I should recycle the flips and put coins in them that actually deserve the flip. That most of these should just end up going in a roll. But when I was doing like opening up 5,000 count bags, like when I would find nice ones, I would flip them and the rest would go into rolls. And my early business on eBay was just sorting coins and doing them by the roll. And so I'd like sell a roll of 1910 solid date, like all Philadelphia, 1911 solid date, all Philadelphia. And then I would kind of save the better looking ones. And so this one's very smooth, but it's like it's got a little bit of shine to it, and it's like this one's probably been cleaned. It's like very smoothed. But it's like this was one of those ones that it's like it looked a little bit nicer than the average circulated coin. And that's another thing actually also is normally I put aside the mint marks to check out, but a lot of these mint marks, I guess we can. When I zoom in, you're gonna be like, where'd the mint mark go? I saw it a second ago. And it's interesting how when coins are circulated, if there is an RPM or there is an error there, it gets like extremely hard unless like you know exactly what die markers to be looking for. Because there are people that even when you can't see the mint mark, there's like different die markers that they're able to tell and like figure out if a coin is a double die, even if you can't even see the double die. It's like crazy. People get really into stuff, which is kind of cool. But it's like, say this is another 1920D, but it's like that D, if we go in there, it's going to be so fuzzy. We can try. But I guess what I'm hoping going through these is that, I have not looked at these coins since I flipped them, since I was going through rolls. Like, it's been a long time, and I did not know what I was doing. I did not know how to grade coins. I just, if something looked bright and shiny, if something looked better than everything else, it went into the vault. And I figured someday I'd go through it all and figure it all out. And as my business has grown, I pretty much only buy certified coins now. And so it's just these ones to me, I want to make room. I want to make room for other coins. I want to make room for certified ones. Like this one looks like it must have been sitting in someone's desk. If I was to take a wild guess. Whoa, what's on the end of this? Has that been solder? Or that's probably just more ink. There looks like there's a chunk of metal hanging off. Is it on the other side too? Yeah. I actually wonder if it ran off. I mean, yeah, let's definitely check. We'll check that out. That looks kind of interesting. But what I'm hoping is that as I get to go through all these, because I have like hundreds of thousands of these, and I'm hoping that I'll like come across some nice coins. It's like I know that I had a roll of 1909 VDB that were like all like AU plus, like possibly some of them were brown. They all had like a bunch of nice luster on them still, and I haven't been able to find those yet. I had some nice rolls. Most of my roll collection I ended up selling just when I started moving into PCGS graded, like higher grade stuff. It just made more sense to have, one high grade coin than a roll of stuff. Like instead of hoarding and having millions of coins, like, cause literally I had millions of pennies. Like I did the opposite of what people in the hobby say, where they say like, buy the book, then buy the coin. I bought 1,000,000 coins, then bought the book, and I'm still finishing reading the books now, which is kind of hilarious. So this one's, obviously been cleaned. It's super, super bright. It's got lots of damage. It's a 1918p. But, coins like this just confuse the heck out of me. It's like, how is it so bright? It's kind of interesting. It almost looks like it was a woody at one point, like kind of that lighter yellow, kind of looks like an improper metal alloy now. Maybe it's just from being cleaned. Maybe it's how the alloy got affected by being cleaned. But it was pretty scratched up, so I don't think that there's probably much. But, so like most of these coins, I feel like ultimately are destined to just be given away. When I was making videos today, I was trying to figure out like how to do giveaways and stuff. And it's not so much as I would feel bad about giving away the coins. It's more about shipping and how expensive. Like someone was trying to ship yesterday like just 2 sunflower seeds in an envelope with a letter. Just, they were doing a nice gift. 2 sunflower seeds. That's not very big, it's not very wide, but it was $4 for an oversized envelope. And so it's like, if I even try to do that with a penny these days, but it's like, I'd like to be able, I have hundreds of thousands of pennies. I'd like to be able to give some away, help people finish their collection, and I've just been trying to figure out how to do like a giveaway, or giveaways, because I'd like to figure out how to make things nice, how to make things exciting. I was thinking, I have like 3,700 coin videos here. I'm trying to get more watch time because if I got monetized, I'd be able to afford to just give stuff away all the time. Like the monetization could pay for the shipping, and I've got the coins to give away. But I was thinking about that I could like edit out of the 3,700 videos. I could like edit them and like put like, I don't know, like just like a little animated GIF or something with like a clue on it, and kind of create a scavenger hunt. And people could go through the videos, like, basically, I put 3 animated things, 3 words, go look at the videos, come back, first person to tell me, like, 2 of the words, wins this prize, first person to give me 3 of the words, gets this prize. Just make things fun. But if you guys have any ideas, just because I know that like when you do giveaway and sweepstakes and stuff, all of a sudden the rules get all messy. But I figured if I did something like that, then people like could come and they could leave a comment on the video that I did like the idea on, and then it would be time stamped when they left the message, and so it would be clear who won. And I know people could like I know that there's dishonest creators out there or whatnot that would cheat or something. Give away something away to me when I purchase things from your eBay store. Hey Lou Galande, welcome. Yeah, I could probably do that. I mean, that was another thing I was thinking with my eBay store is that like just have like a code inside the video, so if someone actually takes the time to watch the video on my eBay listing, that there's like, you know, $1 off or $2 off coupon at the end of it. Encourage people to like check them out, because that's one of the things I don't ever understand is like I'll get like 500 views and like my items will sell in my store, but like people won't watch the video. I'm like, why would people not take the time to watch and see what they're actually buying? Hey Lou Galande, how are you? Welcome to the channel. I don't think I've seen you here before. If you have been here before, I'm sorry. I feel like sometimes it's been like 6-7 weeks since I've just started back up again because life got crazy here. But I am back and doing a bonus stream tonight. I'm just going to have Wednesday nights and Saturday nights at 9 o'clock as my normal streaming. This one seems like it's in a little bit better condition. I can't quite get the light to show what's going on in the rim. I hope it's just some like little bit of funk hanging out. It almost looks a little glossy. Almost looks like somebody put some mineral oil or something on it. Is that a lamination error on? Can't tell if that is damaged or a lamination error. It kind of looks like it might be like the planchette has a lamination error in it. It might be cool to check out. Put that one over, but it was a nicer looking coin. Yeah, well, I guess that's another thing too. That's not a bad way to put it, Tyler. Like, you know, like people, if someone makes a purchase from my store and there's someone who watches on here, I can throw extra things in here in the package. That I always liked on eBay, how when I would buy stuff from people like back in the day, there would always be like free gifts and stuff in there, and I'd be like, cool. I was like, I bought this and they gave me that, and I was actually talking about that in one of my videos the other day, and then twice in the last week. It had been years since someone threw something, and I buy a lot, and like twice in the last week somebody's like thrown like an extra, like actually 3 times. Like right, I mean, you know, small things like this Indian head sitting on my desk, someone threw it in an order just because I bought something from them, and they just threw it in. And then there was this one, it was actually advertised as a free gift in it, but it's just, you know, it's not graded, but it came with a 1945D that was graded MS66 red, and they said that it was from the same roll. They just didn't send it in to get graded. I'm not sure if this one would get, the back looks like a 66. The back looks really, really nice on it. But the front, I feel like it's possible. I'd say the front is definitely 65. I would say this coin would definitely grade MS65, but I feel like it's like an MS65 and 3/4. Like it's like close to a 66, but just not quite there. And then somebody gave me just, I think it was another 1945D, but it was graded by MS66, but I bought a ton of coins from them. At some point, I am gonna need a mod. Thank you for offering. A couple people have been, like Super Silverman, he's been asking me for months. He's been asking me for 6 months. He's been like showing up almost every stream. Can I be your mod yet? Can I be your mod yet? I haven't had I think I had like 1 troll experience, and I've had trolls because I used to stream on games. And the gaming trolls, they're insane. Um, so it's like I have some experience, but yeah, at some point I will need it. I had some experiences. This is nothing to do with you. You've been nothing but cool. I had some experiences where people, were volunteering to be people I didn't know, and they started basically just banning people. And I didn't know what was going on. I was like, "Hey, where's so and so? Where's so and so?" And it, like basically the person like modding for me was like banning all the people that regularly show up, and not because they were getting. It was like they were trolling. But it's like I wasn't able to see that they were doing it, and it was kind of crazy. And I was just like, "Where'd everybody go?" And they're like, "I don't know." Um, Thank you. Yeah, I at some point, I'm pretty sure I even know how to do it. I think I just have to like click on someone's name and add as moderator. I've definitely been in a couple streams lately where everybody had to be added as a moderator because it was during Copper Coins auctions. This one looks a little bit nicer, and people were basically like cloning people's accounts and bidding, and it was causing chaos during the auction. Like, someone would bid 10, the next person would bid 50, and then they'd be like, "Well, what are you talking about? I didn't bid. That wasn't me. What are you talking about?" So we got a 1917. It looks like a 1917 3. It's from the 3 mint. And so it's like this is, obviously one that confused me back in the day. Like I don't know if you can see it, but like around the rims, doesn't it kind of look like it has mint luster? Like beautiful mint luster here. But it's because it's been cleaned. This isn't, just a super soft struck coin. And so ones like this, I'd be like, well, I should keep it just in case. I don't know. Maybe that's how they were. Maybe because I didn't have a bunch of high grade MS coins from the teens, and so um, sometimes you have to see the real things. Like sometimes you've been staring at coins, sorting through them for like hours and under a lamp, and everything just looks like gold. Um, yeah, it's like, look, I wrote like $10 on it. I don't think that coin's worth $10. I could probably sell it for $1. And then there's this one. It's a 1917. It's like kind of looks like it has mint luster, but it kind of looks like it might be a woody or very very low grade woody. But it looks kind of like an improper metal alloy. Maybe it's been cleaned. Maybe it's both. Um, but some of these definitely. I mean, I guess one good thing about having like moderators, they can drop links, right? That'd be one good thing about having a mod. If you stick around, if you show up, like in an emergency situation, I will knight you a moderator. I just haven't had any problems on here. I haven't had to have any moderation for the most part. Everybody who shows up from the coin community and from all the other channels that I have, everyone's cool, everyone's chill. It wasn't anything like my gaming experience. Like I streamed games for about a year, and it was nuts. Like people got like mean, and like I played games all my life. Like I understand, when people get competitive. Like I played League of Legends, I played Diablo, played, what else did I stream? Gosh, I can't even remember what I streamed anymore. I think I did some, just a little bit of the Magic the Gathering, the new Magic the Gathering. Gosh, I can't even remember what it's called now. This one, other than like the interesting thing here, it's at least got a really nice reverse on it. This one's probably not high enough to get graded though. Pretty much, 1917, you'd have to have, like really to be worth getting graded, it would have to be like an MS64 red. It's like, I guess the basic principle, I feel like most people, the basic principle, the coin has to be worth like $200 to justify the cost of getting it graded by PCGS. I'm not that big time. If the coin had a value of $100 and I was, already in on it, I already owned it and hadn't put like most of $100 towards it, like if I found it, I'd get it graded. Yeah, if you do buy that Flying Eagle cent in 1858, fine 12, if you do end up buying that, I can definitely throw some things in to sweeten the deal. It's like I have no shortage of wheat cents. Definitely no shortage. I used to have so many. Like, but it's like I guess that's my advice for any like new collectors. Like, like there's no reason to have like 10,000 of every date and every mint. Like focus on quality rather than quantity. What you can obtain in a 5,000 count bag, it's not, it's not gonna go up drastically in value over the years. Like if you invest and get a good price on a nice quality collectible coin, that's gonna go up in value a lot more over the years. I was trying to think, like, I mean, maybe people, for giveaways. I feel like a lot of the channels that do giveaways, they really like silver and gold. And I don't really have a lot of silver and gold. I used to have a lot of silver and gold, but the energy and stuff, and I just didn't like buying and selling it online, which is where I do most of my business. And I didn't really like having a lot of gold and silver in my house. Um, But I think the only thing that I really have is like for silver is I think I have like a bunch of state quarters, which I paid for all of them, but they're like the silver, like I think like front like the silver state quarters. I think like something like 2000 through 2008. I have almost the whole set of them. And I have a bunch of extras of certain ones. 1917D. And of course it's got a little dink on the wheat ear. I couldn't decide if I wanted some water or a beer tonight. This says 1932D. What do you guys think? Is that wishful thinking? I think I see the 2 there. I see it. So this was one of those ones. It's like when you like go through 5,000 count bags, you don't find 1932Ds. And so it's like all of a sudden when you find a 1932D, it doesn't matter what the grade is. It's got value, or it appears to have value. And so it's like coins. Gosh, it's like Abraham Cyclops. No, few people know that Abraham Lincoln was actually one of the original X-Men. It's like he was kind of like the Cyclops and kind of like Green Lantern. Look at that green. Not a happy green. Sometimes I find the happy greens on some of these coins. And there's always the possibility, I love tone coins, like when I would go through stuff. So there is definitely a possibility that we'll see some beautiful tone coins, and some of these coins could just have toned in the last 10 years sitting in these flips. Looks like we have a 1932, no mint mark, but it's in better condition. Got a little bit of green. And this like kind of like weird redness. I still haven't quite figured out what makes a coin red like that. What kind of what are your favorite coins, Tyler? What's your favorite set you're collecting? What's your favorite ones to hoard? I'm always surprised with 1919S. Like it seems to be like super popular. I used to have so many rolls of 1919S. But it's like it seems like even like an MS62, they're just going for like 70, $80. And I'm just like, I used to have so many of those. I'm not sure what this one would. I'm guessing this, yeah, this one, when I look down on it, it's all bright and happy. It's been cleaned. How's everybody else's night going? How are you doing, Lou Jalende? Welcome. And this one looks like it has been cleaned as well. Almost looks, I didn't just grab from, no, this one looks very much like the last one though. It looks like it was cleaned by the same person. This one looks a little bit more natural. It's not just all bright, but it also looks a little bit more worn. We got some old fuzz. I feel like when, like I used to buy even 5,000 count bags of teens, if you ever see a advertisement for 5,000 wheat cents from 1909 to 1919, don't do it. Like they will all, like 1909 to 1918, which there'll be like 500 out of the 5,000, they'll be the most worn ones you've ever seen. And then it'll be like 4,500 1919s with like maybe 50 1919S's in it. I bought like 5 or 6 of them over the time, just like from different people. And it's like, surely this one will be better. I definitely have some 1909 VDBs. They were definitely ones that whenever I would see a roll for cheap, I'd pick them up. I know that I have one roll that's in nicer condition, but it's weird. I haven't been able to find it. I know I wouldn't have sold it because I really liked the roll. Each one just, I don't know, like it's something 1909 VDBs, they seem to tone really easily or something. 1919D. These ones seem to be bouncing around a little bit. Little scratch in the date here. What do you think about like a scavenger hunt idea where like I hide an Easter egg in a video or something like that, and people have to go out and find it and they can win prizes? I was thinking about like getting like it's like I have like whole bags of like ones with like, better dates or like better looking ones. I could do a thing where like I haven't been talking. I know when I used to stream 12 hours a day, my voice would go. I don't know why. My voice is getting all scratchy tonight. Did the same thing last night too. But I was thinking I could do something where like every night, like people could have like a wallet, and like multiple times during the stream I could like, have people shout out like I want a coin from the bag, and just like have everyone get a coin from the bag. Maybe I could do like a giveaway night or something like that where it was just me pulling coins out of the bag and going into people's wallets, and then when they reached like the maximum weight or something for to be shipped, I could send them out to people. going on with Lincoln's nose? I think those are just some scratches. Looked like he was like into cubism for a little bit there. Same kind of thing going on in the reverse. Not the everyday normal. I've seen it a million times scratched before. A little bit different. On the nose. Like, yeah, I think I have a 1909 and a 1910. Hey, we need to feel welcome. Yeah, I don't know. I was just going through a bunch of those coins, looking at some of the earlier ones, and I noticed they just, and they're slab too. They're just like odd marks on a coin. And I don't know why they're like that. I did just pick up a 1909 VDB. I think it's a 64 red brown for a good price. It's in the mail right now. I should have it in a couple days. And it will, I think it's a little bit darker, but while we're talking about, see if I can find it. I think I left it on my desk. I can find it if I haven't lost it. That was one of the reasons I started these coin vaults, has opened, because I had, oh, there's one. There's two. Okay. So looking through the bags of wheat pennies, I found coins like this, where it's a lamination error. And this one I loved because, Abraham Lincoln, he's known as Honest Abe, or that's his nickname. But this one, as I'm going through, it's just this lamination error. And the laminate, it's actually broken off on his nose. But I just thought it made him look like Pinocchio. And it just super, super cracked me up. This coin just brings me joy. And so, but yeah, if I'm going to have a thing going through Lincoln's nose, like that 1909 VDB, I'd rather it be like this 1945p. And my other favorite one is this one, where it's a lamination error as well, but it's you've got these two, I don't know, I call them horns. It's a devil, Abraham Lincoln, but they just go all the way to the rim. And I always thought they looked cool. And so, I don't know, these are just random things that I find when I'm looking through millions of pennies. Yeah, I think the 1909 VDB that I'm getting in, I'm pretty sure I could probably sell it for less than the PCGS value. I don't know, but it seems like 1909 VDBs, there's actually a bit of, you're actually able to get them for a better price. It's that's the weird thing about PCGS prices. Some coins you can basically always get for under PCGS value, and then some coins you'll wait years if you try to get one for the PCGS price. But for the most part, their prices are pretty good. I think that they're respectable prices. This one here, this looks cleaned to me. It's anything this bright and this happy with that many marks and scratches and wear on it, it's cleaned. It's not even here yet, I don't think. I did get a load of mail in today. But it'll probably be up by this weekend. I paid for it a couple days ago, so it'll probably come in the mail by the end of the week. And so by the end of the weekend, it should be up. I honestly, if you wait here in a week or two, I'll probably be picking up some more 1909 VDBs. I haven't gotten a chance to look at this one in person, but for a red brown, I feel like my opinion on it was that It's the one that's coming in. It's a little bit darker than most red browns, I feel like, but it could have just been the lighting. It could have been the person taking the photos. So it could come and that's the weird thing about buying things online. You buy a coin and it's like that. That's the picture you see online, and then you get it and like you see it in person and you're like, whoa, it's toned, it's crazy, it's beautiful. So I won't know until I see it. Um, I always love it when you buy a coin online and like, there's always the chance that like it's gonna look awful, but then there's also the chance that the person, didn't say that oh, this coin is stunningly beautiful, it's toned. Taking photographs of toned coins, it's hard. It's like, there's a couple people out there that seem super, super talented, um, but it's hard to do. Um, I can't even remember what I paid after shipping and taxes. Um, I believe I believe the 64 red brown, I believe it was worth 60. I'm guessing I probably paid just a little bit over 40. So I'd probably be able to sell it for like 55. That's without looking at an invoice. I was actually amazed today. Like one of the things actually that makes selling things on eBay expensive, that most people don't realize, is that like you can list stuff and put stuff on eBay, and even listing it and putting beautiful photos and stuff, like nothing sells. The way, the trick to get things to sell on eBay is to use their promoted listings, which is essentially paying eBay more money after you pay the listing fees, after you pay the final value fees, after you pay all their normal fees, all the ones you see advertised. After you do all that, then you have to promote them. And like basically, if I don't do like promote listing, like put my promoted listings at like 1% higher than the average going rate, nothing sells. Like I'll have no sales the entire month. If I turn that sucker on, it's like sale, 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 sale. It's ridiculous. But it's like I was checking out some of the stuff. I was like, I just sold a coin for like $100 and my selling costs were $28. I'm like, and that's like not including like shipping or PayPal fees. That's just like the eBay fees. And I go and look at it, and like the promoted listing fees were like 12%, and then like the like eBay category was like 8%, and then it was like taxes. And I was just like, wow, I thought I made a really good sale there. I'm gonna, but it doesn't let you know when it, like someone sends you an offer or something like that. It doesn't let you know that they're promoted, that they saw you through the promoted. You don't know until you accept the offer. And so it's just kind of crazy. Um, like I've actually like done offers where it's like I should have made like $10 off of a sale, and I actually like lost a dollar or two because I didn't realize the person was sending it through promoted listing. But it's like I feel like by the time you sell stuff on eBay, or by the time you pay them all their fees, I feel like they should be showing your stuff. If someone types in 1919D, you know, like you should come up in the results. It shouldn't hide you. And it's just kind of ridiculous. This coin looks extremely cleaned. Wow, it's so shiny. It's like golden color. So I have no idea what the other box here is going to look like. I believe it was like 40s and 50s. Other than that paint, this one actually looks like a fairly respectable looking coin. I'm guessing that's paint. Just it looks deep. We'll see what's up on the back. Probably more paint. No. This one does. It's kind of interesting. Like you look at it on this light, if you look at the fields around the lettering, you see how they're like lighter, and inside all the lettering and higher devices, it's darker. I mean, let's put it this way. If someone did clean it, which I think that this is lightly cleaned, um, they did a good job. You should never clean a coin, but to me it looks like the coin like somebody took, what is it called, xylene, just like, it just looks like they dab, they didn't rub, they just put it on the surface. Maybe there was this white stuff. See if we can find that same, yeah, see, below Liberty, above Liberty, the entire right field. Somebody took some time, they tried to clean it up, they tried to make it look nice, and maybe that stuff up at the top just did not want to come off. But yeah, it always like blows my mind. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know when that coin comes in, and I'll check out. I'll check out. It's just hard until like I check it in and like have the invoice and see what everything costs. But I also think, I honestly think I can probably get you a better one. I did see. I don't know if they all sold. I think they were all brown. They were like 64 browns, but I think they were all beautiful. This one person like put up like 20 in one day, and they were all toned, and they all had like purple and blue, and they were just gorgeous. Like it looked like they were all from the same roll, and I was like, why is this person selling them? Like those were all awesome, and there were two or three which I almost picked up, but I was like saving all my money for a really big purchase that day so that I could top bid, and I was glad I did because I picked up some really cool stuff. But sometimes we have to like make choices of what we want. But I do see, I would say like 1909, like if you're patient, probably for the price that I paid for the 1909, but for the amount that I could sell the 1909 VDB, you could probably, if you were patient at auction, you could probably pick up a 1909 VDB MS65 red brown. That would be more attractive and also probably have about double the value of the coin. Like the VDBs, they've been one of those ones that like I feel like I see a lot of growth for them. It seems like the price of them, like it has been really, like the PCGS value has been really high, but I feel like there's a lot of people that have them, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's like the market's saturated right now, so the price, people, they're trading low, but I feel like, people are buying them up aggressively, and I feel like the price, like that PCGS is quoting them at, I feel like that it's going to realize that price and start to grow. I can't remember, I want to say like the 65, I want to say it's like about $100, but like I feel like I've been seeing some of them sell for like 55, $60. This one here looks like it has been very much so cleaned. And so I don't know what it would look like on here, but it's like, yeah, this is me 15 years ago, $20, like, because I didn't think that it was worth $20, but it was so bright and happy. I didn't want to put it up for $1 like most of my coins, and then find out that it was, worth $100. I didn't want to like just like, rip myself off. But now I know. Now it's like, now after doing this for all these years, now I can look at these coins and safely be like, okay, this is not worth my time. This is not worth my money. It's like this one here is probably a nicer coin than that other one. Cool. flip around here a little bit. 29S. I know it seems like the higher devices on here have been cleaned. We've got a little scratch at 3 o'clock. Little bit of cleaning, just light cleaning. I don't know what the purpose of it was. Can you put aside that mint mark? So we've got a little stack of these ones left, and then I think the other ones are going to be higher grade, but you know, as you guys can see here, I seem to be an avid clean coin collector. You know, I saw clean coins and I was like, oh, it's so pretty. So it's like, I don't know, looking at these going in the past, it's definitely interesting. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like, I feel like the more I look at coins with the information that I know now, just from reading, just from like, you know, even watching other YouTube channels like Chuck at Copper Coins, and unfortunately, you know, like let me see if I can. I'm all fuzzy. Not that you guys come to watch me, but it's funny, it never works. The only thing that works are these scissors, but I didn't see where they were. No. My camera's having a bad night, I guess. Focus on the scissors. There we go. But yeah, when I was on last night, I think Super Silverman came on and he said that Ken Peavy died. And I was like, oh no. Like that guy, he knew so much about coins. I hope that he wasn't like spreading a cruel rumor. I mean, I guess I'd rather he was spreading rumors than that he was alive, but like I learned a lot watching his channel, and just, you know, when there's like knowledgeable people who have been doing this their entire life, and they're willing to like sit and have a conversation with you about it and like look through stuff and like talk about stuff, it's so helpful. Like, you can read in books, you can watch short videos, but when you're just able to ask someone blunt questions, it's super, super helpful. And when like the people are actually like kind and like give like honest and sincere, helpful information, it's priceless. Like I've had a lot of people just like really, really, really be helpful. What'd you say? Saw something pop up, but you deleted it. But there's a lot of really good. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've seen big flips. Is he doing $50 tonight? Like, I like his system that he has, where like what is it, like the, I don't know, he has like all the little manila envelopes, the big flip pick, or something like that, where he's like put a bunch of different coins in a bunch of envelopes. Like I like the like, I feel like sometimes he does like a deck of cards and there's like a little like pack of coins, and you know, people get whatever they get in their $50 rolls, and then they get a guaranteed $50, and then they get like you know, like one of the packs. Those are definitely, like, I like his style. I was like, was he, I'm like watching, I'm like, did he used to do like Vegas like card dealing table or something like that? He just seemed like he had that energy, make it fun. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like a lot of the channels, I feel like that do really well, I feel like one of the things that I noticed in common with them is that they kind of revolve around silver, and they revolve around people being able to win silver. I think that there's something about the idea of, you know, finding treasure. And I mean, who doesn't like finding treasure? Who does not like receiving treasure? This 1926 is so cleaned and damaged and so bright. My goodness. Like, I used to have a gold claim. I have a metal detector. Like, my gold claim was awesome, but it was like a death trap. And it cost a lot of money to maintain. And so, like, I just let it go. But there was like gold in every pan there. I used to do coin roll hunting. I used to search for silver. I actually would find about as much silver and penny rolls. Like, I don't know, for some reason the silver dimes and all these foreign silver coins would always end up in my rolls. This one almost looks toned. No, it's I have weird lighting in here, but this one is like got like scotch tape melted to it or something. I don't know how this happens. Nice. Well, you got my support. You got me. Here, if you want, I can drop your link. I'm not sure who's in here at the moment. We've got some quiet lurkers. Lurkers are always welcome. Coin collecting with Tyler. Gosh, my YouTube is slow right now. Here, if anyone wants to help coin collecting with Tyler, one up on his goal here, please help him out. I strongly believe in helping everyone out. And if there's anybody else out there that wants theirs dropped, just speak up and I'll be happy to drop it for you guys. I feel like when I was picking this one up, it looked like, it kind of had that like dark colorfulness around the edges that made me think, oh, this is going to be a beautiful tone. But no, this one's like beautiful with Well, I wish you a good night, Tyler. I hope you get to your goal and appreciate you hanging out. You're always welcome to check out my playlist. Here, do you want me to drop you We Need to Feel? That's all one word. We do need to feel. We need to feel. I don't see you, friend. Maybe you don't have any videos yet? Or we need to feel? Search instead for we need to feel. There you are. Shazam. Hey, I'm your new buddy. I'm number one. Woohoo! You guys need to check out We Need to Feel. He needs more buddies. Alright. I think we've seen enough of this laminated clean coin here. Let's check out this one here. We've got a 1918p. It is worn to kazoo. This penny has been around longer than I have. Been more places, done more things probably. Gosh, imagine a generation, like generation pandemic. I've never left the house. Like, did you guys really used to be able to leave the house? What was out there? Be awesome. He's like, yeah, we found a cure, but we thought it'd be more fun to just let everybody like stay in their houses in fear, so we never released the vaccine. Yeah, we had vaccine for 50 years. We gave it to the 1% and decided to let the 99% just live in fear for the rest of their lives. I know. I guess it's like the weird thing for me. It's like I'm not, afraid that I would die from it, but it's like I don't want to like pass it on to other people. And I have friends that are like way older than me or like immune compromised, and I don't want to like be any part in like offing people. It's just not not kind. This 1918 here looks pretty cleaned. What do you guys think? It's so worn. It's got tons of little scratches. And then it's like all bright and happy. It's like I'm brand new. No, no you're not. Yes I am. No, no you're not. When a time traveler says you've been around a while, you've been around a while. That one's almost one and I think this one actually has a little bit of color on it. But nothing awesome, nothing to write home to mom about. So that's what I'm hoping. Like I know that I know that I saw some just amazingly toned coins. Like cherry bomb, like fireball. Like I'm like, where are all those coins? Like I know I would have saved that coin. I know I would have saved that coin. Where are they? But the only way I'm gonna find them is if I go through all this stuff again. It's most certainly the only way. Alright, so that's box number 1. Get box number 2 ready here. This one's kind of tight. 1940, 1953D. Alright. These ones over here, so I can put those back in the other box. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see number 1278. These ones look like this box looks like this was actually inventory. Like I think, back when eBay had fairly decent prices, for listings, like I feel like it used to be able to list something for like 1 cent with no pictures, 2 cents with a picture. Like pictures were all optional when eBay first started. Like you had to like pay extra to put a picture on. So it's like, this is like an example of like something that like, fills my vault. It's like, it's got luster, but it's also got a gigantic fingerprint. It's got a gouged down, that's more than a scratch, more than a scrape. Look at the little scratches on the reverse, but it's like just tons of these, tons of them. It's like this one, it's probably about AU, but that's also the funny thing is like, I feel like I guess AU and a brown coin, it's actually not as hard as I want to make it out to be. It's like basically it's like an AU and a brown coin basically look very similar, but what you're going to notice is you're going to notice like where, that's the difference between almost uncirculated and circulated, or almost uncirculated and BU. It's either mint state or it's been circulated, and so almost uncirculated, it can have mint luster still on it, but you're gonna see signs of circulation. And so I'm not really seeing the wear. Like usually his cheek and like his chin area there, those will be like the first places on the front. And then normally on the reverse, like the wheat ears will start to like kind of like get smoothed out a little bit. I feel like that's what I normally notice anyway when looking. This coin does have a nice little green chunk here, so we can just not even worry about it. But it like almost looked like it wanted to be a brown coin, 1950s is not a terrible date. So here, you know, it's got a little bit of mint luster on it, but if you look at his cheek and, the top of his eyelid there, or his eyebrow and his chin, you can, and, going down the coat here, you can just see where the coin had its wear, whether someone was just like rubbing it in their fingers like that, any time it gets touched by anything, it can be another coin. This one, this is something that would kill me before too. If you look at the O and 1, it's like, oh, it's an error. Half the O is gone. This is amazing. This is awesome. No, it's just a weakly struck coin. The O was a very common place for a coin to be weakly struck. And so it's just, when they talk about a coin being struck well, it's got a nice strike. This coin has a weak strike. And so when a coin is getting graded, that would, having a weak strike, that would knock down the quality of it. But like, that would always get me in the past. I'd be like, oh my gosh, wow. This coin looks like it's been cleaned. The fields just look a little bit too bright to me. There's like a lot of little fine scratches in it, which aren't really showing up too well. But to me it looks like it's been cleaned. The reverse looks a little bit more natural to me. Most of the reverse looks natural. And it's like sometimes I feel like coins, they just get that like little spotted area, or like, that green chunk or something on the coin, and somebody just, wants to try to remove it, and so they like clean it to get that off. And so sometimes just a part of a coin gets cleaned. Sometimes, maybe it goes in the washing machine, or somebody's like about to try to sell it and they think that, oh, if I just polish it up here, it's going to become worth more money. No, don't clean your coins. If a coin is salvageable, if there is something that can be fixed on it, like, let the professional do it. It kills the value. Like, it's like, I don't know. Don't clean coins. That's the advice I can give you guys. Don't clean coins. Don't even touch them. Just leave them exactly, like, treat them like a crime scene. If like you got something you think is valuable, bring it in exactly how you found it. Leave the dust on it. Leave, it's like, here, this one's been cleaned. All the fields, like even some of the higher devices, like Lincoln, looks like he's been cleaned. The 4, the 6, and the S looked clean. The 1 and the 9 kind of looked like they made it out. In God we trust, it made it out of it. But the reverse has been cleaned here. And so I was really good at collecting cleaned coins, it seems like. But if anyone ever has any questions about anything I'm saying, like, I'm not like the all-knowing, coin god here. There's other people on YouTube who are and have done this their entire life. If like I say something you disagree with, like, please speak up. Like, I'm here to learn just as much as I'm willing to like help other people with anything I know. I like the reverse on this one, except for that little dot, but it just, I guess it's a little bit weakly struck up in the pluribus there. But I don't know, just something about this one, like the strike on it just looks really nice. Everything just looks very balanced in that piece. We'll check out the next one here. And so most of these coins, I believe, from this box, they could be anything like the last one, but I'm guessing most of them are from 40s and 50s. And so, like, if you guys collect from the 40s or 50s, there are a couple dates which are kind of the exception. But most of them, they have to be really high grade for them to be, worth money. Like, I mean, even in MS66 and almost all the dates and mints, like, it's not going to be worth getting them graded. If you're getting them graded, you're hoping for that MS67. And there's a couple, like I think like a 1952P and I think a 1950P. Like, I don't know, a bunch of the early 50s from the Philadelphia. They seem like they still. What's going on with this one? I'm not even sure. It's like I look at it under the light and it looks kind of leopardy. Maybe I thought the colors were cool on it. I know it's just got like a weird spotting to it. I definitely remember finding some coins and like it's like, oh, it's like a leopard scent. Cool. The reverse doesn't look so leopardy. Sometimes I look at these coins and it's like, I'm like, look at it one way, I look at it another, and I'm like, really, no, why did I flip this? Why did I put this away? What what was it about this coin? Because I guess that's one thing we haven't seen a lot of, and we were looking at like teens and 20s mostly earlier. Like, this one's got some green on it. Not so happy about that. But whenever I found things that like kind of looked like errors or were errors, I put them away. I think we maybe saw something that looked like a lamination error in the beginning. But I definitely saved lamination errors, I saved die chips, I saved CUDs. Like, if we might end up like seeing some of them. I feel like most episodes that I did of this, like, what's going on here? I don't know if that is damage. I mean, it's just interesting because there is like a 90-degree angle there. Let's see if I'm gonna guess that's damage, because if you look on the flip side of the coin, it kind of looks like it got smashed in. And that's usually one way that you can kind of tell the difference between like a planchet flaw or like just like a flaw in the metal where there's like a hole. Is if it's like naturally occurring, it was there before the coin was struck. But if like it happened afterwards, then there'll be like a dent on the coming out the other. It's like the coin just gets pushed out. And that didn't appear to happen. So these all have mint marks. I guess I was going to check on. I was like, wait, why is the box empty? We've been going through this. And so it's like, that one looks like a rim ding to me. But, for like cuts and stuff, like, that's basically what we're looking for a cud. Just like some metal that kind of like got jammed up against the edge. There's another one on the back, but it's like, that just looks like rim damage to me. But if we see something bigger or thicker, I've definitely pulled some pretty nice looking cuds, even out of pocket change. Does anybody on here watch Copper Coins? I guess the only reason I'm asking is like I haven't seen Chuck on for like at least a week or so. I think I saw Jessica do the weekend auction this, but normally he's on a lot, and I didn't see him on at all. And so I guess I didn't know if anyone else on here checks out his channel and is more current with it and knows what he's up to, or if he's okay, or You know, I mean, I guess that's the thing. It seems like usually when he was gone, the only times he was gone is when he was, you know, going to like, you know, do a big buy or something like that, like, you know, a coin show, but there are no coin shows right now. This one almost looks like it has like kind of like that smoky blue color to it, but toning just does not show up on my camera at all. Sometimes, but very, very rarely. Are these all mint? No, okay. We're gonna, well, they're not all San Francisco. I think that is damage. I think that just a dog chewed on it or something. But I am looking for things kind of like that. See 1955. Kind of looks like a nice brown. And we'll see if there's some damage on it somewhere. Looks a little worn on the reverse. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, everything was looking pretty good on it. I wasn't thinking it was cleaned. Where's the weight lines? Like the front looks great. Like, you know, it's not a high grade blazer or anything. Like, did the back get polished, or is it just like the weakest strike ever? I don't know about that one. There's another 1955. It's got some environmental damage. Looks like a tiny little bit of wear on his cheek. So it's like, I guess it's like, that's one thing that confuses me, I guess, is like, you know, I guess, yes, it's been circulated, but by the time a coin is BU, would it just be like uncirculated details, like damage? Like, or does it just automatically fall into like a beautiful AU, or like, you know, an AU with like awesome details? Like the reverse on here looks really nice. You know, this is not high grade for sure. Like, but I don't know. It's like I'd almost want to say like, you know, I've only seen one or two coins I think ever that were like MS60 or MS61. And it's like, I almost feel like a coin like this, where like, you know, the back is like pretty decent. The back gets you like an MS63 maybe. But then because the front on here is like AU, that somehow it like balances to like an MS60. I don't know. Like, I'd want to say with that little amount, I don't know. But then it's like, also it's like, so you have an uncirculated coin and then you got like a little green dot on it, or you have that little bit of environmental damage. Like, does it make it drop down to like a circulated coin, an AU coin? Or is it, you know, genuine uncirculated details damage? Like, or is it just genuine uncirculated details? Like, just like funny little things like that still make me wonder with grading. Like, how is this done? How does, you know, how do the masters decide these things? You know, if you send things into NGC, what is the criteria? If you send things into PCGS, you know, and I've read, you know, all the information that I can out there. It's just, you know, and then you, but I guess it's just you, I see thousands of graded coins all the time, and so it's like I'll be able to. But this is another one, like it's got some original luster. I would say the coin is brown. It definitely has some red on it, but you can see the wear on the cheek and the chin and the top of the head. Um, and so it's like, to me, if I was to grade this coin, I would grade it like an AU 58. Um, but like, to me, it feels like it's a very nice AU 58. Um, so I guess it really doesn't matter in the aspect that like not many people are collecting, an AU 58 in that condition or of that date, unless it was like a double die, and then they'd be all about it. I'm actually surprised though. Whenever I do get a coin in from the 50s that's graded by PCGS and it's like AU 58, they almost always sell. And it's like, I feel like it took me a little while to figure out why, but it's PCGS has different set registries, and you can go for like the registry with like the top population coins, the highest graded ones, and people make sets out of those. But then there's also an everyman's, and for everyman's, the highest grade that you can get in it is an AU 58. And so the AU 58 is the top pop for if you're able to assemble a set with every coin AU 58, that's like the winning set. And then what I love, the other set that you can do is it's called the low ball. And it's like a competition for who can get a set with the lowest graded average. So all those like fair and poor coins that people like, it's like I have a 1794 poor, large cent. I love it. It's beautiful, but it's like almost a joke. It's like, here, welcome to Time Traveler's Coin Exchange. Tonight we're looking at a smooth piece of metal. Let me talk about the details that were there but are no longer there for you to view, and then let me flip it over. And oops, oh, that was the other side. Here, you can see a little bit of the detail of what I was talking about on the other side. It was flipped over. Yeah, it's just, so I think that set's kind of neat. I definitely have some coins that would like qualify. So it's like this one, it's got some nice uncirculated details. It's got some luster, and then it also looks like it's got some kind of environmental damage on it. It's just sad. And when I was watching Chuck, I actually saw him clean a coin like this. I thought when a coin had grain on it like this, I thought it was a death sentence. I thought it was like a carbon spot. And I had no idea that you could actually clean them. It was like totally foreign to me. And so it's like all these little green spots, professionally, they can actually be removed. But that amazed me. I had no idea. And so it's like, you learn something new. Alright. Keep on cruising through these. So this one, it's like, you just see that little bit of wear either on the cheekbones, if you don't see any other distinct damage, but it's like that's the first thing I'm looking at to like kind of like figure out what a coin's grade is, or figure out if it's worth anything. And it's like, I don't think any of these, like if we're lucky, we might find like an MS64 red. That would probably be like the top population, I would guess, that we would find looking through one of these rolls. Like I know that maybe we could, I'd say I definitely had some boxes. I think I was like going through all of them. I would say it's possible I have some MS65s. So this one, it looks like it's got a partially filled 5. So that would mean, essentially, I believe that's what it means is it's a very, very old die. It's, this die is in its later state, and like as the dies get used more and like make more and more coins, just stuff starts to like not look like it was originally intended to look. And the dies start having to hit harder and smash harder. Things get more and more flattened. Um, and so it's like, this is something I would have like kept as an error. It's like you get the filled mint marks. It's like, I found an error. And then it's like, you're like, oh no, it's not. But, it's like, by getting interested, by finding something that looks like an error, and getting interested and trying to learn more, you learn more, and then you learn what to look for. And I feel like that's been some of the advice that I've seen people give. It's like learning what to look for before you go out and look for stuff. It definitely helps. It definitely helps to know, where to look, how to look. And so I wish I had learned a little bit more. I could have probably saved myself a lot of time. But on the bright side, I can at least say I had really good eyesight. I feel like my eyesight's still pretty decent. It's just, the only reason I'm using a microscope to look at the coins here is so that you guys can see it. It would be a pretty funny video of me just like staring down, looking at stuff, talking about what it was, if I can't even show you guys what I'm looking at. I used like a 10-year-old Dino light. It was only like $120. I have to imagine what they sell these days is 10 times better, and the price is probably cheaper. I'd like to think. It also seems like they have super high-end crazy stuff these days, like whatever Chuck has been using for his show at Copper Coins. It's like he's able to like, I can zoom in on stuff. Like we can go in and like look at the stuff, but it's like it's just not the same. Like he'll be like, right on the edge. Like I can probably like fill the D there. Well, I'm glad they're helpful. I'm trying. I just, this is what I've learned. And I know that I don't know everything. Like if, Chuck's book, he's actually he actually wrote this one, Looking Through Lincoln Cents. Chuck Charles. I just finished that one. It was pretty good. It's a little bit, like it goes through every year, one after another, and talks about the differences in the years and, what happened that year and what errors to look for. But, like his attempt was to like, put everything together in one place so that, you could learn a bunch of stuff about it. By the time he finished it, I feel like he realized that it was an ongoing, evolving, project, and so that's why he made coppercoins.com. And now there's also Konica, or I believe it's called Konica or Konica, and there's also Variety Vista. And I think those are like the 3 top variety websites out there right now. If there's more, you guys drop it in the comment section. But what's cool about those is you find a coin and you're like, oh, this one looks cool. Is this an error? You can go to their websites, type in the date, type in the mint, and if it has to do with a mint mark, you like look under, RPMs for repunched mint marks. And if it's like doubling or something like that, you look under double dies. Most often when people find something that looks like a double die, most often it is what's referred to as machine damage or machine doubling. And it's basically the dies are used so much, kind of like that 5 that we were looking at that was partially filled. It's that the dies like get used so much so many times that like it just starts ending up making a coin look like something it's not supposed to. And like when a coin is actually like a double die, it's when the die that is striking the coin that is what has the doubling on it, and then every coin that it produces makes that double die. But when it's the machine damage, it's just it's the way the coin is getting hit by the die that's dying. Like the die is dying. And I don't know, like I feel like I'm still not able to like properly say exactly why a double die is a double die, other than like, you know, it came from the master die. So if I'm able to get through all these, we will be able to look for some RPMs and zoom in. I have been able to find some RPMs. I feel like the 1954S, that has been our sweet spot where we've been able to be like, yes, that is definitely an error. But some of them, it's just like, I look at them like, I want to say that's an error, but I need to get I need to get a microscope that I can go in a little bit farther. It's like my maybe box has just gotten bigger and bigger from doing these. I have found a couple that are like, yes, absolutely. But I guess that like that's the thing that like drives me crazy though. That this one is either cleaned or it looks really nice. Well, it's got some junk on it. It's kind of in the flip, kind of weird there. I feel like I saw the reverse here first. I don't know, this one, it's like the brightest coin we've looked at tonight. There's just something about the surface. The surface just kind of has this like porous, like the luster just doesn't seem quite right on it. I don't know what it is about it. It's got really interesting luster. I'm guessing that it's been cleaned. I think if we zoom in on it, it'll probably look a lot different. It won't look like the way you would expect it. But I just want to get through looking at the rest of these before I zoom in, because usually when yeah, this one's been like heavily cleaned. Usually if I zoom in or out, I just like, believe it or not, like setting up the microscope to do these videos, like it seems like I could just like position it in a certain place and shoot and film, but it's like, you know, it's like you guys can see when I like turn the flips and stuff, the light hits it, and just trying to get the right angles and stuff, it drives me nuts sometimes. I'll be like trying to like get it set up for like 10 minutes. And sometimes I'm able to just like, you know, put it right into place and it does its thing and I'm like, sweet. But like usually I'm really protective of like my computer setup, and like I'm all like, no, you can't sit in my chair, you're gonna knock my chair into the microphone, and the microphone's gonna hit the camera, or I don't know, it's just silly. I don't know, I think one of the things that confused me too is like, you know, it's like at this point I didn't own any proof Lincoln wheat cents, and so when I would find these coins that were like super super shiny but looked like they had a weird surface, I'd be like, is this proof? You know, like, and this one is like about as smooth and shiny as a proof coin is. But as you can see, like, you know, a proof coin, the details on this would be like immaculate. They would be like awesome. Like everything would be crisp and clear. And that's not what we have here. We have fuzzy and soft. I don't know. I want to zoom. That one doesn't have a mint mark to do. But yeah. It's like, why did I save all of these cleaned coins? I mean, granted, I haven't looked at a bunch of cleaned proof coins before. So it's like, maybe there's something I don't know. Maybe, proof clean coins do look all soft and fuzzy like that, yet remain like super, super bright. And why, my friend, did I put you away? Do you have color? Are you pretty? Tell me your secrets. Let the light shine on you. I think this one just had some fun color on it. Yes it did. It's purple on the reverse. It's a very worn purple coin. But it's like, so it's like, it's not just, coins, it's not just like value sometimes. It's like, sometimes it's just like, I find this coin beautiful. It's like, why do I pick up a rock at the beach? Like, why do I don't know. It's like, this coin is worn. It's probably worth 3 to 5 cents. But I enjoyed it. I liked it. Same with this one, I'm guessing. Maybe we ran into like a tone spot. They might not all be super high grade. I think Chuck has I think he has like toned Tuesdays or something like that. Maybe it's just a joke that people were saying, but like, I think he was having like Tuesday night auctions and like everything was like his like really nice toned coins. I was like, wow. If all of his really nice toned coins were like graded, I'd be all about his auctions. I'd be like bidding people up on them. But I guess when like you've been like doing coins as long as he can, he knows what they're worth, and he knows how to run an auction. So that one looks like it has a nice strike on the reverse. Looks like a nice brown coin. Maybe a little rim ding up at the top at 2 o'clock. A little bit of damage on the cheek. Not damage, but just a little bit of wear. I'm gonna have to guess more color. I'm seeing cleaning on the front here. I just see cleaning. What was I doing? I guess the one thing I can say is I'm glad at least it wasn't me like cleaning all these coins. I'm glad I like wasn't just like getting like huge bags of coins and like cleaning them. I don't see it. Well, if these are all like this, we will be getting to zoom in real soon. I think there's about 25 more coins here. I mean, they're like better than the average if you're like roll hunting. They're better than average. But they're not awesome. Sometimes I wonder about myself. Some little nicks, little bit of damage. I don't know, I feel like one of my qualifications were, like if a coin just had a little bit of mint luster on it, if a coin even had a little bit of mint luster on it, I feel like I saved it. And I feel like that, I just didn't, understand, like, if a coin has a little bit of luster on it, can it still be worth a bunch of money? It's like how much of the original surface does the coin need? And so I feel like I saved coins sometimes because there was just that little bit hiding around the rim or the lettering, but otherwise it was like an extra fine or like a low AU coin, cleaned and flat. This one's got some original surface. Say like AU 58 on the front. Is that bird poop? Let's see. That's too bad. It looks like we're moving on to some 1949s. Like maybe maybe like a very fine. I know it's interesting, like just because I've been like looking at a lot of graded lower grade ones lately. Normally I don't. I know this one's like weird, like with all the wear and stuff. I'd want to say like a very fine like 30, but then we've got like some luster and stuff around. Like it's like the back almost looks like it wants to be like an AU 50 or something like that. But then the front with the amount of wear and the green, I don't know. It's like I don't know how some coins are graded. Like I know that there's like an averaging that they use. I think it's like this. The front gets like 60% of the grade, and the back is graded like for 40% of the grade. And so it's like if both the front and back are equal, or if the back is a little bit worse, but the front is better, it can get like a little bit higher of a grade. But if the back is better than the front, it gets like the lower grade. It's like this one, it's like I don't know what kind of residue, like it's like this one looks like it has, like was a gradable coin, but has something, some sort of gunk sitting on the surface that looks like somebody could have tried to clean it off, but they decided not to, which is better for the coin. Looks like it's got fingerprints on it. Could even be mine. But then we don't even have to worry about it because it's got like this scratch thing going. I mean, it looks more like a clink, like something metallic struck it hard and clean. So, the things that happen to coins. I don't know, like maybe like very fine. If you guys have guesses, I'm guessing I'd probably put this at about very fine. It's just like when there's like green or something on there, it's like I guess to me I just call it a cull these days. If it's been like heavily cleaned. Oh, hello. See here, I want to look under the light. It's there, but it's not like crazy. or at least under the true light it's not crazy, but there is some kind of like rainbowiness going in there, which I'm actually surprised. I'm just gonna blind you guys, then you guys are gonna be seeing colors, but it's not gonna be the colors of the coin. I think I need to like build like a light box with like a diffuser or something. I feel like it would definitely increase the quality of the photography and stuff that I do, and if it worked, it would make these videos a lot more pleasing. I feel like there would be no glare for you guys, which I feel like it's painful sometimes. I mean, like, I see everything you guys see. Like, I have like a giant monitor right in front of me. Like, you can actually probably, yeah, you can see the glare on my face. Usually I'm looking at the coin, not at me when, yeah, I turn like white as a sheet when the glare hits. That's crazy. I'm always looking at the coin. I'm not looking at the screen because I'm only doing the glare when I'm trying to show you guys the details on an angle. Whew. I feel like the glare got worse. I need to stop looking in the light. Yeah, after I make these videos, like when I make my short videos, sometimes on the weekends I'll like make videos for like 12 to 16 hours. And I'll just keep going. It's just when I make videos, it's like I feel like I get this like good feeling, like, you know, that release of serotonin, like I'm doing something, I'm working towards something, like, you know, I'm putting all my energy to good use. Like it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm doing something with my time. And so it's like I like that. But then it's like by the time I'm done, I'm just like, I've been like standing in front of bright lights. I'm all fuzzy again. I get the scissors and my camera behaves, huh? I see how it is. I think it's when like I look down to like grab more coin or like to put a coin away. But I like that feeling. I like the feeling when I make videos and I'm working. It feels like it gives me that like good positive reinforcement energy. It's like I feel like I've got that flow going, and I'm working towards something. I've got a dream. I've got a goal. The problem is I get tunnel vision, and I just, you know, it's like, okay, I'll make a video. And then I'm like, okay, that was good, I'll make another. And then it's like, next thing I know, I've made 1,000 videos. And I noticed like, wow, I've made 1,000 videos, but you know, it's like, oh, I have like 200 subscribers and I've made 1,000 videos. I'm like, maybe I should work on trying to find some more people interested. But it was like, when I finally stopped making videos and went and started to like check out other people's channels, I feel like that's when things got really interesting, because I started learning, I started meeting people, and I was like, wow, there's like this really cool community of people. I wish I had, you know, met all these people like, you know, 2-3 months ago before I started making videos. Like I could have learned a lot more sooner. I get really excited about things and I get really into things, and like I feel like I'm, you know, I don't know, I just it's like I need to stop and like think things out more fully. Like say like above me, like it's like I think I did like 2,500 videos and it was just white behind me. I was good to put video there, and I figured out how to make video there. I just haven't figured out what I want to put there. I want like coins raining down on me. That's what I want. But I haven't figured out exactly how to make the video, which no, I have. I just haven't, I really just haven't taken the time to do it. So I just put those photos there as placeholders. Like I have all these ideas for the channel, but it's just like this feeling of like, okay, like, you know, that's all good and that's all good, but like do it. And then I'll just end up sitting down and making more videos and making more videos and making more videos, because like it seems like making videos, that's what gives me that serotonin boost. That's what makes me feel good. like um but it's like I should really, like, make the videos, but like set aside a time every week, like all those ideas, the ones that you think about when you're walking on the beach or taking a shower or laying in bed at night, like do those, like do it, pick a time to, like, improve the channel. Like before this whole epidemic thing happened, I was like networking like 6 hours a day, just going out, trying to meet people, talk to people, just trying to, like, like find other channels that are like mine, trying to like find other people that are interested, and just trying to like learn and, like listen to them and like figure out what they're doing and what works for them, and like just share tips, check out each other's content. And it's like when I started doing that, like 6 hours a day, yeah, it's work. But you also, if you're networking with people that, you're interested in what they do, it's like you get to like watch a bunch of cool videos. You get to like learn a bunch of cool stuff. And so there's definitely some really cool networking channels out there, some really gifted people who are really good at matching people together with like interests. It's kind of like a matchmaking TV show. Like that's actually one thing that maybe they have it now for the epidemic, but where's all the YouTube channels, like where, like, they like take like single people and bring them up on the panel and like, okay, like, tonight we've got coin collecting with Tyler, and tonight we've got this, he's going to be up on here. Are there any ladies that would like to come up on the panel? Like, all right, you guys can ask Tyler questions tonight, find out more about him. And I don't know, it seems like, anybody could do a show where they just like host, and like, if like people are on there because they have like interest, then like, do like a special episode where like you like hook people up and like have them meet people. Like, I don't know. It seems like there could, YouTube could be used to make people, like, I don't know, maybe I'm old, maybe I know there's like dating apps and like real life and stuff. I mean, in real life it's probably kind of hard to meet people right now, considering people are supposed to be at their houses. Yeah. It's always funny how these coins, like, they end up moving around. I like the reverse on this one, it looks really nice. Can I say it? No. I can't say the same for the obverse though. And it's like, so this is like why, like, you see these coins in slabs, and, it's like, somebody spent the time to looking through thousands, tens of thousands of the coins to find that one that is that beautiful, that it actually deserves to be slabbed. It's like, there are places and ways to, like, have better odds at finding really, really nice coins. Alright, last handful here, and then we'll zoom in on the mint marked ones. I would say, like, I mean, you can like straight up, like, buy raw coins that somebody has like flipped, probably if they're in mint state and really nice, someone has flipped them to protect them. Maybe they've got just really nice rolls of BU and they just pop one out and put it in a flip or whatever you want. You can buy, original bank wrapped rolls. It's always a gamble. You never know what's going to be inside. If the ends on the coins look pretty good and, it's authentic and not just someone made it, you can find some interesting coins in there. From what I was reading in Chuck's book, it seemed like, basically the early 60s they seemed like, there were a lot of coins. This one's got some color on it. It sounded like there was a lot of coins. Like the prices of rolls and stuff are still relatively cheap, or at least when he wrote the book they were. And that, there are varieties and stuff, but it seems like from my experience, even with like graded early 60s, it's like 60 and 61, 2, 3, like they have a lot of spots on them. Can't really get the colors on this one, but isn't that the story of my life with tone coins? I feel like I'd almost buy another camera just so that I could get tone coins to show up better. Because that's one of the original reasons I started making these videos, is I wanted to show off some of the coins because I couldn't get it. I was like, surely, I can't take a picture of it, but if I turn it like this on a video, like you'd be able to see it. But no, it still disappears. Like, how's that possible? Like, I can look at it, I can see it. Why can't the camera see it? It's like I have a magic camera that makes toning disappear. So if you have any ugly toned coins, send them to me. I'll make you a video. I'll take photos for you. You'll be so happy. Can only wonder. This one says $20. It's been cleaned. I guess the bright side of this all is that like these prices on it were like wishful thinking. These are not what I paid for them. So that's the bright side. Like, imagine if like all these cleaned coins were like ones. God, this is like a really bad. I feel like someone actually tried to clean this, and this is like what they did to it. I tried to like clean it with a thumbtack. I'm not sure what caused that doubt. Like maybe it's like some sort of corrosion. Yeah, I could say corrosion. We've got about 10 more. I must have been off when I said 25 because it feels like it's been 50. We've got a little run of 48 S's. Maybe we'll find a repunchment mark in one of them. Definitely try to finish up this stream before midnight for you guys, because I do turn into a pumpkin at midnight. Usually within about 20 minutes of midnight. Like, if I'm all lively in the beginning of the stream, like you'll just like notice like my like energy level like kind of going down. Forget what I'm talking about. My body and brain just start to shut down right about then. I don't know what it is. I didn't used to need to sleep. I must be getting old. So like cleaned 1957. I feel like we at least got like a pretty nice distribution of dates and mints tonight. Like, I've definitely had streams where we looked at like all of like one date. And that's cool. Looks like the B is like partially filled there. I don't think that's an error, but I thought it was amazing when I first started collecting. Simply like, this has got to be worth $1 million. Look, the B is clogged. What's interesting enough though is like the Liberty, like those ones are like that's the bi error, like in between the B and the E, like a little like die chip basically forms in there, and it makes it look like it says buy, so it's like lie by the air. But I don't think we saw any other errors. We might have found the lamination error. We still got a couple more coins to go, so maybe we'll get surprised. And we haven't checked mint marks. Some of these coins look like they could use like a pressurized air can. Not sure, that might be the nicest coin we've looked at tonight. Raised cheekbone, I think it's just the way the wear happened. Three more, and then I'll zoom in. Will we find something amazing in the last two coins here? Another filled B. It's like I must have like an entire box of Liberty Airs somewhere. You have that toned. Alright, we can sip. I'm gonna switch boxes really quick. Alright, let me turn on the light here. I do apologize, we might have a blind in for a minute. Just until I get it focused. Maybe if I stay on the white, we can avoid any damage. Okay, so that's about as close as we're able. I can't remember, did I just flip this one over? Was this the one that was possibly... I think that this is the one that was maybe a lamination. I think I just flipped it over. This is why I like to look at all the coins up close first. Or I'm sorry, zoomed out first, is because I'm able to see the whole coin and I can scan for anything. Okay, this was on the wheat ear here, and I just couldn't tell if that was damage. I feel like there's like a little lamination error. Like that there's just like the metal that it was struck on is. I almost feel like it went a little bit farther and that it's broken off. I mean, it almost kind of looks like it's just like kind of rusted off, but I feel like it goes all the way through. Normally when it happens, like there'll be like ripples that actually go all the way through the coin oftentimes. Not always. I mean, it's not crazy. If that is what it is, it's not like crazy. I don't. I think I just wanted to see what this one looked like underneath. And then I think we had a couple mint marked ones. It's like that one kind of looks interesting, but I think it just got like a little dink. Like you can see the 2 is flattened at the end. But it's like, you know, you can see and see it now that this was the 1920D, yeah. And so with these, it's like they're just so worn down by the once you zoom in, it's like the mint marks and stuff just disappear. It's like sad. It's like I can like read the mint marks easier without magnification. So yeah, I've never found a repunchment mark or anything on a coin that old. I think pretty much because of that, it's just, it's too hard to even see them. There's like a scratch on the flip there. So we don't need to take a huge amount of time. If anything is like, I think that one just got smashed. But you know, if we see something that's like, oh my goodness, then you know, we'll definitely stop and look at it. And so it's like, you know, you can see on the date here, like, you know, like the 9's got like a line running through it, the like 7 is all, I don't know, like this stuff, I mean, honestly, it still confuses me. Like, I'll see things like, it's like, the funny thing is that it's like, look how short that T is. Or like the right side, how 1 is, like, I never even noticed things like that until I zoom in. It's just like you kind of get used to looking at things. It's like all these little fibers. But it's like, I would say, I want to say that, like, you know, that's all machine doubling. It's just, you know, everything is like really flattened. Like if you look at that 5, how flat the 5 is. Like the blue. I've had a couple tone coins that were just like, was like looking into a galaxy when I got them underneath the scope. But yeah, like Chuck's microscope, you know, like if you were like looking at just the D there, the D would be filling the screen. And it's like, there is like a little plastic nose cone on it. Like, I swear, like the thing says it goes, like like mine says it'll go to 180. But like, I can't focus anything at 180 because there's like this little plastic guard in place. And like, I still want to just try hacksawing it off. Or at least like hacking half of it off, because I swear it's like they created like a perfect microscope and then they like, you know, made it inferior so they could sell like multiple products. So this is that one that like, it's just so bright. I was like, you know, it looked like a proof, but then it's like, you know, totally flat. I don't know, maybe they plated it with something. Maybe it's like gold plated or something. It is like super, super beautiful in the color and like the reflection, but like not so in the detail. Maybe it's just like an ordinary 1944 that's been like plated with something, because I don't know, or I can't see the video because I'm on the microscope mode. with the amount of gold anyway that would be like on a plated coin, it's like nothing. It's like probably like the flakes in like a gold slogger bottle would be worth more. I assume they still make gold slogger. I haven't seen it in like, I haven't seen it since I was a teenager. Maybe like the desire to like take shots of heavy metals just kind of like wears off with age. Dun dun dun. It's interesting, like, not the date, but just the, like the gutter. We'll call it the gutter. It's like there's this big fat rim where like, I don't know, where does that even start? It just kind of starts because that's where Lincoln is in the rim. It's different. It's just fuzz and hair. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen, you know, I'm used to the edge there. Let me grab another one. You know, it's like I'm used to the edge there, but I'm not used to like that edge going all the way. To the date. I don't think I've ever quite seen that before. Has anyone watching ever seen something like that before? It's just different. You know, normally there's, you know, where the pattern kind of goes there. Is this that one that I thought like a dog bit it or something? But yeah. I don't know what that is. I'll save that one to the end. We'll keep cruising here. I mean, like, ideally, like, I feel like I should just be able to, like, put the coin under here, look at it for, like, a half a second, and be able to, you know, I guess it's like, for me, it's like, if I'm gonna collect a repunchment mark, me personally, I want to be able to see something, like, instantly. I want to be able to look at it and say, cool, wow. And while I understand that there's lots more dies out there, you know, it's like that you can really get into it, and there's lots and lots of ones that you can see. You know, it's like if I show a friend, I want them to be like, wow, holy cow, that's really, really, really cool. Anyway, that's what I want to find. And, you know, the way that you find it is by doing this, you know, just looking at coin after coin after coin after coin, and like, if I would say if I had a little bit better microscope, I could probably be finding more stuff. And it would probably, you know, by the time I like look at this many coins, or I do this every night for a couple hours, it probably would make a lot of sense. You know, it's like why have a metal detector that can only find copper when you can have a metal detector that can find copper, gold, and silver? You know, it's like if you're gonna be out there looking for, you know, copper, you might as well be able to find silver and gold at the same time, right? I think one of the ideas behind making these videos as well was just like kind of like the thought of, wow, what would happen if all of a sudden I didn't have my eyes? Like, it's like I take my eyes for granted. Like what happens if when I'm actually like finally like ready to like part ways with everything or sell everything off or retire? What if I don't have eyesight anymore? It's like, who's gonna go through like 100,000, 200,000 coins? I'm like, you would have to pay someone, and then you'd have to pay an honest person, and it's like, so it's like if you guys are gonna like hoard like millions of coins, and you're gonna go the route of quantity versus quality, have a game plan. It's like, I know with like this like pandemic thing going around or whatever, it's like, it's like have a game plan of like what your exit plan is. Like what, like, could you imagine dying? Like, could you imagine like if I died and like I like left my relatives with like hundreds of thousands of like pennies? Like what would most people do? Some people would just roll them up and put them to the bank. It's like most people. I don't even think having a will is a thing these days. Like, do any of you guys have wills? It's like we all our lives are all digital. Like, we have like people have like Bitcoin accounts with their life savings. People have different like it used to be that like people would have like a will and it would say, I have stock in this company, stock in this company, I have a savings account here. It's like now people should have things saying like, these are my email accounts, this is my password for this, this is, where my friends are, please let them know I'm dead. Like I play this video game, please let everyone know the reason I didn't show up to the raid is because I'm dead, not because I'm like, you know, um, I know it's an interesting world these days. Sorry if I'm being dark or anything like that. It's not my intention, just mainly to make everyone think. That one looks interesting to me. One thing I like to do when something looks doubled is I like to like turn it around, 90 degrees. And do I still see that? Um, what do you guys what do you guys think? Do you guys see like a like a what looks like a second D to the east? Like southeast? Try to see if I can get any different angle on it. But I mean, I turned it around and it looked double to the south or to the east, just gently south and to the east. But that kind of, I mean, it doesn't really look like corrosion or like dirt or buildup to me. Yeah, I keep like the slabs in box like these. Like if you leave them sitting around, they get dusty and whatnot pretty quick. Hold on. Am I smart enough to actually? I'm actually gonna write down like RPM question mark. Just it's like all the other episodes that I didn't even write down stuff. I was just like, oh, I think that this one could be something. Yeah, I mean, it's like I used to buy them, but oftentimes I find that when I like buy out someone's inventory, like it seems like kind of like a common rule, if you buy like more than 12 coins off someone, They usually send them in a box. Um, Not always. I did just get an order this last last Saturday. This last Saturday, I got an order, and it was 40 coins, and it came in 2 cardboard boxes. And so I was actually this weekend. I had to organize my collection and reorganize all my new inventory into my old stuff because I didn't have any more PCGS boxes. So it's like unlike the other one, I think that this one is just like build up around it. The other was the 1953 D too, huh? Yeah, I mean, it's like, I feel like there's a certain number which is like the ideal amount. Like you can usually get them for about $5. The trouble really is like because of their size, they're expensive to ship. I feel like there's a certain size flat rate box. I want to say like, I don't know, I want to say 7 is like the number. I can't quite remember, but there's like, you know, a certain size that like, it's like basically you're paying for the shipping, and then it's like, I want to say like 7 fit in like the biggest flat rate box. I could be wrong. And so basically it's like, it's been a while since I bought them. I used to have to buy them every little once in a while. But they're just nice because they all stack on top of each other. And they keep the coins clean. They keep all the dust out. It's what I use. Like you could totally, I've seen really like classy, nice looking ones on the market and stuff. Like there are some cool things. I think there's the one company called Lighthouse, and they'll make it so you can see through them and stuff. But for me, PCGS boxes work perfect. Yeah, I've definitely bought some that have like label makers. That's not a bad idea. What I've done with mine is like I'm always printing out shipping labels, and the shipping labels are basically on like kind of like sticker paper, and so I just write, you know, like I'll organize them. I'll just like write, you know, like 1950s or 1940s, like if I'm doing it by the grade, I'll be like, you know, MS 66s, MS 65, 64s. And it helps. It really helps keep things organized. If you don't label, you'll end up like opening a box, looking through every single coin, just trying to find one coin. That was why I was really happy to get everything organized this weekend, actually, because it was like if I was trying to fill an order from eBay, I'd be going to one area to next to the next. I'd have to like go and check out the date of when I made the video, when I took the photos, because then I would know what pile it was in, instead of just being able to be like, okay, 1950, okay, what grade is it? Okay, it's right here. And I definitely, I don't know, it's like I have a lot of raw coins, but just trying to organize raw coins. I know the S on here looks kind of funny. I think it's just flattened or like gouged and missing a place. But it's like when I used to try to organize my raw stuff, it's like, or say like, you know, it's like, this is me, it's like 01277W. Like I was serious about it, but it's like one thing gets misplaced and stuff is like crazy. It's like you end up looking through box after box after box. But that's, I don't know, that's one of the reasons I like making the videos and taking the photos of everything too, is when I'm selling on eBay and it's like I've got that label, I've got that shipping label there, and I'm not finding the coin, and I'm like, did I already sell this coin? Is it possible I sold this coin already and somehow it got doubled on eBay? Like, but it's like I can go back and look at the photos, I can look at the video of the coin that I'm selling and be like, no, it's still here. it's just misplaced. You got to go back and look more. But yeah, something as simple as a label maker, that would probably make my life a little bit better, and it would look nice. I haven't had a label maker since I was a kid. They were fun. It's a nice S. I don't think there's anything special about it, but it's a nice S. It's so clear. I appreciate that S. So what is it? It's Monday night tonight. So my next scheduled stream is on Wednesday at 9 o'clock. I'm keeping the schedule pretty easy. I'm going to be streaming Wednesday nights and Saturday nights at 9 o'clock. And oh yeah, no, the sales. Since I started making videos, my sales went up like 400%. And now I have like 3,700 videos. But this last 11 days has been insane. This 11 days I've already made my monthly quota of what I normally make within the month. It's been really insane. I'm interested to know how things end up this month. This is anticipated only in one avenue, is that usually in April, around the time tax returns come around, it seems like people have disposable income and they spend a lot of money, and that kind of equates. Like, I feel like I've noticed the trend doing this for so many years that like I have really good sales usually when people get their tax returns. The other thing that I think may be going is the stimulus checks. I think some people got stimulus checks and they're just like, well, I've got my house, I've got food, I'm going to buy coins. They're like, Merry Christmas. Awesome. Happy birthday. And, but then it's like I got stimulus checks and I got tax returns and I bought coins and I invested. So it's like I had a really good month's sale, but I also invested in my business and bought more. I don't know. I bought every single proof Lincoln wheat cent graded by PCGS that I could afford. Just like bought everyone, just sent offers to everybody, and then as soon as anyone that was willing to give me an offer price accepted or didn't respond, then I just hit buy it now on everything and bought everything. I bought pretty much every high grade 1959, 60, 61, 62, and 63 proof high grade wheat cent that I could. I bought as many raw mint cellos as I could out of everything. Basically just trying to buy I basically am betting the house. I know that there's more out there, but I'm not seeing them available. Whoever's got them is holding on to them. I made it off from one of yours, yeah. Yeah. And I know, I mean, here's the deal. Basically, it's like I put them up and they're higher. They're higher than PCGS price. They're higher than everyone else's now. I'm honest about it. Like, I'm speculating. I'm hoping. And, either two things are going to happen. Like PCGS is going to reassess things and say, we undervalued these and the price is going to go up. On some of them, I do think they are. Like, I think a proof 68 wheat cent, I think they're undervalued right now. I think that the price should be higher. Maybe some of the memorials, yeah, the numbers are higher, the mintages are higher. I think that there's more high grade ones. I think that there's more ones that are in collections that can be graded. And so I think, maybe some of the prices on those might not pan out. But it'll be interesting to see. But so it's like either the price will move with it and people will start, or other people that are sitting on a bunch of stuff. But I raised my, yeah, a couple people, one person, like I like sent an offer, and then I think they like, I bought some ones and they canceled the order, and then they like put it back up for three times the price. I think they like saw that the price had adjusted. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not buying that now. But it's like I actually bought it and they canceled it and then they put it right back up. And I was like, no, I don't play that game. Like, um, it's like, yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I guess the other option is that people are holding on to them, and I mean, part of when I did it, PCGS had closed down, and so one thing that often happens if I buy out a category, someone just has a ton of raw stuff sitting, and they send it in, and within a couple weeks the market's flooded. And so it's like I try to, I have contingency plans to that. I have other places where I'm ready to move in and I can sit on this for a year or 10 years or whatever. But if somebody does, want to like go and get another 1,000 of them graded to like, get some nice high grade ones, it's going to flood the market and it's going to kill the market. And then they're going to be sitting on them with it killed. And so it's like, that's kind of like where I'm like, oh, it's kind of like playing chicken. It's kind of like, oh, you wanna put me under the bus? Okay, well we're both under the bus now. What's your next move? Um, and so I don't know. But I guess the reason that I'm cool with it is that like I love the coins and I'm trying to collect the coins. And it's like when I get like a happy feeling whenever I acquire another one for my collection. Um, and so that's the reason. If like I was just trying to like corner the market on it, I want to look at these ones that make me happy again. If I was just trying to corner the market on it, I would not be doing that. Like I don't think that if I wasn't prepared to hold on to them long term, I don't think that it would be a good idea. But it sure has been interesting. People have basically just ganked up their prices. Like the prices on the stuff have gone up. And I see other people buying up the stuff. Like I left a little bit of stuff at, like full price. And like that stuff has been disappearing and now people are like coming and being like, hey, I want to buy this. And they're like, I see in the solds, and I was like, yeah, you should have bought it a month ago. Like, there was stuff, but there's not going to be any like that on the market for a while. And I don't know, I feel bad. Like, I have a conscience. I am a person. I have a soul. One 2.5K. There's a couple of 1936. Yeah, I really wanted to get some 36s. I mean, like here, let me look at like 1936. See, these are it's like people that are looking for rare coins, something to invest in. 1936 proof sets. 3,840 of them were made for the general public, and that's how many were made, not how many still exist. Like, but trying to, and for 1937, 5,545. You move up to 38 and 39, they're at 8,000. So it's like, do half of those coins still exist? Three-quarters of them? How many of them actually exist? These are things that like you could actually like corner the market on. Unfortunately, the 36 and 37, people seem to have figured that out, and they're making their first million off of them, I think. But it's like the mintages on 38 through 40 are not that much higher. Like the people that like, you know, did the 36s and 37s, they're gonna make $1 million. But like people that are like, you know, want to make $1 million off of the 38 to 30 to 40, it's possible. And but I mean, you know, we move up to like, you know, the 1950s. 1950 is still good. 51's good. 52 is still good. 53, granted, it's still good. It's 128,000 of them. You know, 54, you know, it's interesting how they go up. 54, 233,000. 50, 55, 378. Then you go up to 56 and it's like 669,000, over a half million. And you know, it's like I just picked up like 1,000 1957 proofs still in the mint cello, but there's 1.247, or there's 1.25 million of them. Um, you know, so it's like, but it's like how many of these are like, you know, still kicking around? You know, it's like how many, I don't know. Where am I? I would have, the only proof Lincoln I have left for 36 onward is the 36 at end, but the money, I don't know. Me personally, if I had $2,500, I would, like, I would say you could probably get like 25 38s and 39s for the price. And granted, one coin is nicer. For me, what I would look at is how many people, when it comes time to sell that, this coin's not even up on here, is it? Oh, where'd my focus go? Did I zoom out? Oh, okay, I was holding it up. When it comes time to sell a coin that's like $2,500, like I guess like one thing that I think about is that how many people, you know, when you're selling a coin that's like $100 or $200, there's a lot more people that have $100 or $200 around, that would be willing to buy it. There's a lot more people that buy coins for $200. When you get over $200, I feel like the amount of people that are willing to spend $200, like it significantly drops. However, if you are, you know, if this is like a top pop coin, like I'm not sure what the grade is for the 36 you're looking at. If it's like one of the top graded ones, and it's going to be a top in someone's registry set, the 2,500 might be justifiable. Hey, welcome, Wheatback Attack. Hello. And so it's kind of hard for me to say. I mean, I think the most I've ever sold a coin for is like $800, but it was like an MS62 Flying Eagle cent. And I'd say like the second highest is like $500. It was like a Proof 68. I think it was a 1955 Proof 68. And, you know, it was, you know, well above, but it was like, it's the only one I've ever seen, and it's gone now, and I haven't seen another one to replace it. And then I sold another for 400 and another for 300. But I guess it's like, you know, if it adds to your set and you're happy with it, if it gives you a good feeling purchasing it, yes. I don't own any 1936s yet. I haven't gotten to do that. I think I have a 38. I'll just see if I can look at my collection. I think I have a 37 and a 38. So it's kind of hard for me to tell. I have a 38 for sure. Maybe I don't have a 37. So you're one up on me there. but it's just, I guess, like for me, it's like I've seen the price increase for like, when I first started buying and selling coins. I remember how much like the proof coins from the teens were. I remember how much the proof coins, the Indian head cents were. And like, to get one from the teens now, it's like ridiculous. Like even Indian head cent proof is more reasonable than most of the teen coins. They've just all been bought. People are holding on to them, and there's not that many of them so that people can hold on to them. And it's like if you want one, if you want to be in the club, you've got to pay the person holding them all. For me, it's like, I don't know. I see what all the top populations, like, I see basically everything through a certain date has been bought up. It's already controlled by large coin companies. And like, it's just, I see like the date line slowly creeping. And I feel like that date is like, starts around like, I don't know. It's like, I feel like there's two waves. I feel like the first barrier, I feel like it's around like 1953, 1954. I feel like everything before that, all the high grades, almost all of them are all like all the top population, they're all held and bought, and the price has already been, gone up to like the just crazy prices that prices go to. And then I feel like there's like this second softer that goes all the way up to about 1982. And like that one, it's basically bought up I don't know, like all of the top population, but has left everything else. Like it didn't invest in any of the secondary top population, just the top population. But from like 1953 past, like everything, and so like some of this proof stuff, I feel like it's all getting bought up in the background and not kind of coming back to market, but the prices don't reflect that it's like essentially being bought up and disappearing. Like, and so it's like, I feel like, me personally, it's like I feel like the price is about to like, I don't know if it's going to be 5 years or 10 years, but I feel like everyone's going to blink, and all of a sudden all the proofs, like basically up to like 1980, 1982, I feel like at first we're going to blink, and all the rest of the coins from the 50s, all the proof ones are going to be like, unaffordable prices for like the average collector. And then I feel like we're going to blink and everything all the way up to the 80s. I don't know, that's my opinion. It's like I hear and see other people saying don't invest in any top population stuff, and I don't know what to think. The date line on Lincoln's is 35. Yeah, I mean it's interesting too. Like, if you look to like do a bulk, if you go look to like submit on bulk with PCGS, 1934 is like the cutoff. And so to try to get a top population coin pre 1934, like if you're going to send in a roll of like real, like if you're going to send in 100 of your best to best, you're going to be paying a whole lot more. You're going to be paying like full submission prices on all that stuff. Granted, if you're, doing 1934 or past, you can send in, rolls trying to like get that one top one. But like that's a game I was hoping to get to play this year. Was just like I have thousands of proofs and they're Mencellos, like, and I want to start basically sending in all my proof wheat cents and Mencellos, or at least like the 70-80%. Like I'm happy getting proof 65s back as a wheat cent. Like they're starting to hold their own if you're doing a bulk submission. But if I send in 1,000 of them and get back like 50 67s and one or two 68s, I'll be happy. That's what it looked like when I went. Like I feel like things changed. I thought it was you could only do minimum submission or modern. I feel like I thought that it stopped like at 1958, but I believe the last time I looked, which was like about 3 months ago, the cutoff line for a Lincoln cent in bulk submission was 1934, um, which I was happy about because I had a bunch of stuff within those dates that I wanted to do. Um, and if I'm wrong, please get back on my channel and tell me because I don't know, like I'd like to get, like I have like 4 or 5 thousand Flying Eagle cents. I'd like to get bulk submitted just to have them all in slabs, because selling them raw, I like, I don't know, like if they were slabbed, I can like sell them for like $20 slabbed, no problem. But just even selling them for like $8 to $10 raw, it's just too hard to move them all in bulk. But in a slab, I could move them all day long. But as far as I know, you can't get older coins like that bulk submissioned. If anyone knows that that's false, it's just anytime I've ever gotten the phone with them, they won't talk prices, they won't talk quantities. It's like I'm like, can I talk to someone else? Like they're gonna like I'll call back. I've like talked to like 4 or 5 different people there. I stopped submitting. Like I was gonna do bulk submissions, and then PCGS closed, so I just decided instead of submitting all my stuff, I just decided to try to buy out the markets. I bought out whole categories of proofs on eBay and different auction sites. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to be doing like 1,000, I'd like to get like 1,000 coins graded a month. It's like tried to do a business model in my head, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk to people on the phone was because, it's like I don't want to like be gearing up and like getting ready and buying all this inventory unless I have a plan. I need prices, I need to be able to like, create a plan that actually works. It's one thing to be like, I'm going to get this stuff graded, but without knowing what things are going to cost beforehand, I'm just not going there. Um, yeah, I mean, I've done eBay for like 15, 20 years or something now. It's been a long time. It's definitely, I've changed over the years. But yeah, you can get cheaper. Like the bulk submission, I think it's like $12 per coin, so it'd be like 1,200. But I've heard of like, some of the bigger companies like paying $3, $4 per slabbed coin, and it's like if I was able to get coins slabbed for $3, $4 a piece, I'd be sending in like 1,000, 2,000 coins like a month, and it's like that I could like do a lot of business with. But it's like unless I have someone on the phone like telling me like what what the prices are, it's kind of hard to do. And I understand maybe they want like like they want to do business over the time. They've been working with these other companies for 5, 10, 20 years, and they want to make sure that it's just not someone come in and promise that they'll do business for like forever, and then it's just a one-time thing. And it's like the other companies, they probably want to protect them. But it's like, I'd like to think I have like 40, 50, 60 more good years on me. If our if our civilization advances medicine, maybe more. So I'd like to think I'm doing an investment here. So I don't know, this one looked interesting when I was zoomed in. The D there looked a little bit doubled. Yes, I will turn into a pumpkin here pretty soon. It is just about midnight. But it's amazing though when you go online and try to figure out like bulk submissions with PCGS or the other companies. Like I've like, because I couldn't get someone helpful on the phone, I was going to all the threads, going to Reddit, going to the PCGS forums, just going on different YouTube channels, now that there's channels and dealers are on here and I can talk to them, and just trying to figure out what other people pay and what the cheapest prices that are possible that someone can aspire or attain, um, just that they can like logically like figure out something. But yeah, um, I'm like, what I've done is already done. Like, I pretty much put in a huge dent in the market. I expect like, I expect someone to like, start just pumping and filling the marketplace with stuff, and I'm ready to buy out, some of the stuff. I'm not going to buy out everything. It's like I'm not able to like continually do that over and over again. I've tried to play Monopoly on different categories before. I just bought what I wanted and what I figured I'd be happy with keeping for a while. But it's like things like the Lincoln Cents, the Proof 68s. Like I see like three, four, maybe five of them come to auction or as a buy it now in a year. And before, I would always be trying to like get them for under the PCGS price, and I'd never win them. I'd always get outbid. And so I just was like, okay, well, if only this many come up a year, I will just pay what it costs to get them. Um, and then it's like once I'd started doing that, then I see less of them coming, because before they used to bounce around. Someone would buy them, they would try to resell it, try to make a little bit more money off of it. I don't know, the Proof 68 cameos, they look so delicious. But if you notice that price increase from the Proof 68 to the Proof 68 cameo, the PCGS says most of the, like the 56, 57, 58, 59 proof cameo, or sorry, I'll start again. 59, uh, pretty much the 1956 to 1960 proof 68s, that they're between like 75 and $80 roughly. That's the PCGS price. But you go up to a cameo in the 56, the 57, 58, it's like $1,000. And so, yeah, the cameos are more rare, but it's like, shouldn't, like the 68 like be like, I don't know, it seems like a 10 times increase for the cameo. It's like I'll see about as many cameo ones come up on auction a year as a buy it now a year. And I don't know, there's a couple people on there that like, I think his name's Chris. I think he has Coin Table. He's on YouTube here. I see him on Instagram. He's on eBay. That guy's got a good eye. Like he plays a good game. If you've seen his videos before, like I really like his PCGS and NGC grading videos. He like just resubmits these coins over and over again. He's like, dude, this is cameo. I'm sending it in for the fifth time. Like, they don't get it. Like, and yeah, like, yeah, I'm the same way too. I'll take a proof 68, but it's interesting though, because when, say, if you're in the registry set, I swear the I swear the registry will count the proof 67 cameo above the deep. And oftentimes the proof 67 cameo will be worth more than the proof 68. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Chris's, I think I can't remember, I want to say his name is Tintagel, but it's Chris. His first name's Chris. His YouTube channel name is Coin Table, like Coin Table. And I believe that's his eBay user name too. His coins are really beautiful. He's got good energy. I don't know, his videos, his coins, like he was just busting out, like getting all these like 1964 proof 69 deep cameos. I think he has a I think it's a 1958 Proof 68 Cameo up for sale right now, and I think I saw the video where he like was like sending it, and it's like, I don't, this is Cameo, like I'm gonna send it in again, like, but he plays a mean game where he knows what he knows, and he's able to like look at these coins and be like, this coin should be this, and he sends it back into PCGS. He pays that fee over and over again, and all of a sudden an $80 coin is $1,000 coin, because he has that eye. And it's like, I feel like that's what everyone, that's serious about, like, coins and stuff, if they're able to develop that eye, if they're able to train the eye, train the mind, and know what to look for, like, you can make more money doing that than anything. Like, it's insane. Sorry, apparently I get messages on that computer screen. It just blocked everything. Hey, thank you, We Need to Feel. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoyed your company tonight. Enjoyed making a new friend. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to head out here in a couple minutes. But yeah, Chris over at CoinTable, like, I've been really impressed with this video. He's straight to the point. Like, he could milk the videos out. He keeps them short. He'll show you, the coins that he's sending in, and then he'll do another video of the coins he got back, and he just like walks you through, what he thought it was going to be. And I don't know, they're fun. They give me happy feelings. They give me that feeling of like, I want to send in coins to get graded, and that if I don't get what I think it should have been graded back as I think it should be graded, that that there's a chance that it could get regraded. When I send things in to get graded, and I haven't done it in a while, I always expect basically to like get lowballed on it. However, since the last time, I have not got coins graded since I started making videos. And like literally, other than the last 40 videos I've made, which were kind of on lowball Lincoln Wheat cents, because I got a collection of them, pretty much almost everything has been like high grade coins that I've been dealing with, and making thousands of videos staring at these coins, doing like 20 MS67s over and over and over again, and then doing like 20 Proof 69s. It's like, it trains the eyes, like whether I wanted to or not. Like, I've learned stuff that, even though I've like read about how to grade and do this, it's like, you need to look at the coins, and you need to look at coins that you know what they are as a reference point, and you need to look at many different ones, because not every coin is the same. They're all different. And so that's why I also made the playlists on my channel, is so that if I'm wanting to like, if I want to go and like try to like train my brain more, I can look at 100 videos of MS66 coins, and if I think a coin might be an MS67 that I'm looking, I can go look at a bunch of MS66s without having to take everything out. But they're also there for everyone else to use too, and I hope that they help, because you go on PCGS and you go to their grading thing, and you can see like one picture of one MS66 coin, and then you're supposed to compare every other coin to that one, but they're like, all coins are different. So it's like, I don't know, for me it helps, because otherwise people have to go out and buy a ton of coins to use as reference coins, and not everyone can do that. So it's almost midnight here. This was only going to be an hour-long stream, but it was fun. We got to go longer. It was really nice meeting you, Andrew Laws. I feel like I saw you on here once before, or maybe I recognize your name off of eBay. If I made an offer on one of your coins, I probably bought one of your coins before in the past. And it sounds like you know a lot about Lincoln cents. Me personally, I probably wouldn't buy the 1936 proof. I'd let me buy it. No, I probably wouldn't. I would probably, I don't know, like what, there was only 3,000 of them? Is that what it was? I mean, 3,840. I don't know. I would look and see what the other ones sold over like the last couple of years. Like find as much. Look other places for one. You know, like just because there's one on there for that amount, like check what does PCGS say the price for it is. Okay, then yeah, your name looked familiar. Oh, you already have the brilliant, so you're just trying to get um the satin one. All right. Well, I'd say if you already have the other, if you already have the brilliant, I'd say you should probably just get it. You got everything else. Um, it would feel good to complete that right, and then you can just like upgrade it. I guess I would say if I don't know, like I don't know what the price is. I could look, but and I'll probably not be looking at the right place. No 1970s, 60s. I don't think I have one. If I had one, it would probably be listed right now. I'm just trying to look up the proof here, but it will probably show me the brilliant price. Satin price, 65. We're talking about the satin, brown, red. So the red is 2,600 is the PCGS price. I would, due to the economy and due to the pandemic, if they don't have a best offer, I would send the, I would, I don't know. Here, let me look. Let me look at this coin. Don't worry, I'm not gonna buy it. um, because yeah, it's midnight. I'm like, gosh, I'm tired. Why am I so tired? Dun, dun, dun. Alright, 64, 63 cameo, brilliant, 65, 27. You're seeing 27.5? We got a 36, but that's brilliant. Oh wait, that's brilliant, 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 brilliant. I don't see a satin one. Oh, okay. The penny lady. Yes, no, I need to meet a woman named Penny for sure. Um, okay, yeah, I was gonna say, because sometimes eBay is weird like that, where I'm like, wait a second. I don't think that eBay is showing me the same things that it's showing you, and that's creepy. I don't like that at all. It's like, it's giving me different prices. That's not cool. That's like my internet provider charges everyone on the street a different price for the same service. And every month they raise mine up because I upload video all day long. So yeah, I don't, let me just try one more thing. I thought it was on eBay for some reason. Brilliant, brilliant. much does the brilliant ones? So the brilliant ones are some. Oh, they're not. They're cheaper, but they're not quite. And so what is 66 is 4,000. And what is the Saturn? 3,500. So okay, so there's probably not a offer. I guess I was gonna say just because if it was some random person because of the economy, like one of the things that people will send me like super low ball offers, and I understand they're fishing, they're looking for a deal, but like sometimes it's like it's like if I have $1,000 and there's a bunch of coins that like I want, and they're like $200 coins, I'll send $100 offer to all of them. And like you wouldn't believe how many times somebody selling a coin for $200 will take $100 offer, even if it's worth $200. It's you never know. Sometimes especially with like the pandemic right now, people are in all different kinds of situations. Some people would be more than thrilled, like would be just like super super happy to get any offer just to sell something. Like they're just like in dead water. um, and like some people are totally happy or whatnot, but it couldn't hurt. I don't know, I mean it sounds like this person and you have a relationship. I would say if that's the full price value, I would see if they're willing to cut you a little bit of a deal. Like just throw out, say, hey, I've got $2,000 burning a hole in my pocket. I really like this coin that you got. I'm having a hard time paying full price for it. Do you want to sell it for 2,000? Um, but it's like for me, it's just knowing. It's like a lot of the stuff I buy, unless it's something like I guess that answer is solved. You're buying it because you wanna. It's that last coin you need in it. It's worth every penny of it, and you're not looking to dump it. Um, I guess the only other question I would have is, do you have your house? Do you have your house covered? Can you afford to be paying, you know, to spend this money? Like, could you next month be in a situation where you are forced to sell it at a loss? Um, because I don't know, like there's this other channel I watched for a long time. I assume it's still going. It's called Alpha Investments. It's a Magic card, Magic the Gathering, with Rudy. But he used to be like he used to work in stock markets and just knows a lot about economics, and just there's a lot of good lessons. But it's like, when people are asking him about investing in different stuff, like he's just like, do you have your house? Do you have your retirement account? Do you have all these other things set up? Do you have emergency savings if a pandemic hit? Are you going to be able to last? Like, do just like sometimes people that shouldn't be investing in things invest in things, and they don't take care of the necessities in life first. And then when, life isn't so good, they lose their job, they get sick, something happens, all of a sudden they have no savings and they have to like liquidate all these things they love. And oftentimes when you have to liquidate it, you're forced to liquidate it, and you can end up like losing most of your investment. And then not only do you lose the things that you loved and you worked hard to get, but you're like only getting half of the money, and so it's like double burn. Um, so I'd say if you have all those things covered, and this will, give you a happy feeling like you completed this and you're gonna love it, um, then I would go for it. If I mean, I looked up the price for it. It's a fair price for it. It's there's not like a ton of them. It's a rare coin. It's not like there's a ton of them floating around there. Um, when's the next one? I mean, I couldn't see one graded. I mean, there, like for the other one, if you said you have a brilliant, there's two more brilliant sitting up there for more than you probably paid. There's a 66 sitting up there. I would like me personally, I would probably, here I didn't even check to see what the 3662 is. 250. Was it red, brown, or brown? But that's brilliant anyway. So the red, brown is 400. You're making me look at coins I shouldn't be buying right now. Red, brown, like 350. Okay, so the other one is probably. But then we got a 64 red, brown, 750. And that's pretty much okay. So that's a fair price. Here, while I'm here, I'm gonna need to. Oh, it's okay. There you are. I gave you some support. Alright, but it's past midnight. Yeah, the 1936 Brilliant Monopoly. It would be expensive. It would be possible. I mean, it's like, if there's only 3,800 of them out there. Well, see, that's the thing too, is there's 3,840, but how many of them are Brilliant and how many of them are Satin? I guess that's my question. So yeah, like I mean the Satin ones look like they cost more money, so I'd assume that there are less. I can go and try to look at the populations here, and that would definitely be an interesting thing to look at too. My brain is hanging in there a little bit because I'm interested in what you're talking about, but I feel my body slowly starting to shut down now too. Alright, so for the 65 in red, for a Satin, there's 65 of them graded. There's 237 of them graded. There's a population of 237 for red. So there's roughly about 500 population for 1936 Satin, and there's roughly for Brilliant, there's roughly 1250. So there's roughly like 1,750 of the Brilliant uncirculated coins in the population reports. I imagine some of those could be resubmissions. So not all those might exist, but that's basically half of the estimated amount that were made. So that's interesting. So yeah, that is pretty low. I mean for the Satin 1936 Satin red, there's 65 and 65. And what was the Brilliant in 65? There's 212 of them. But I guess that's the thing too, like say like if we go up to, I guess this was my point with like a 1957 proof 68, there's 64 of them. Out of 2,202 of them graded, there's 64 of them. We go to the, 1956, there's 64 of them graded that. We go to the 1955, there's 58 of them. I think the last one I was able to get was a 1953, There's only 33 in proof 68. Like, how is that not like, how is that worth, I guess the 53 is worth like $300 or something. But there's also three 69 proof 69s for Top Pop. And I think somebody had a proof 1952 up there. And there's only 9 of those. Like, see, this is the thing. Like, if, but I think that was like $1,000, I think. But it's like, how can there, like, something of, like, yeah. So this is any, you know, and it's like, I know that, like, you know, say, like, for 1954, there was 233,000, you know, proof sets made. And so if there's, you know, but for 1954, there's only been 42 graded 68. So it's like, where are all, you know, does somebody just have like 200,000 of them? You know, like, where are all of these proof coins? Like, I'm not seeing them on the market. Like, either somebody has like a gigantic hoard of it, but it's like, I feel like, you know, they were something that like normal people collected. And, you know, like, it's like, how many people, how many ended up in a landfill, how many ended up like on fire, how many ended up in like a disaster area where like a tornado hit, like how many of them got like flood damage, how many of them just got lost, how many of them got, you know, used as a normal penny in circulation, like, you know, how many of them just, I don't know. Like, it's just weird because like even if you go on eBay, you know, it's like you go and there's like bags of 5,000 count, you know, like normal pennies, but you go and start to look at like the older proof, just, you know, not even graded ones, and there's not a heck of a lot of them. Like, you start to go back in years, and it's just like they cost just as much as the PCGS graded ones, and so it's like, it's weird. Well, that was part of what I was trying to do is like, you know, I think like 3 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I did basically the same thing I did now, but mainly just with like proof 67s because everything else was kind of above my price range, and frankly, I wasn't seeing them at all. Um, and so when I did it, yeah, a bunch of people showed that they had inventories of proof 66 and proof 67s. One person did come back when I paid big money for like a couple proof 68s. They did come back and they dropped another one and they dropped another one, but then they stopped. Um, and so I kind of like, you know, I'll do something like this, like, you know, I'll buy up like 1,000 flying eagle cents, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and I'll watch and I'll see how things react. With flying eagles, they just came out of the woodwork, like more and more and more. Like, the more I bought, the more it would go up. Like, the more new sellers, the more it was just like people were like, oh, people want flying eagles, I got flying eagles, like, and so it's just like I backed off, like, but it's like before I did it, it like drove up the price and then it like went down. And so it's like, I don't know, it's like right now, like, if anyone's been holding, with me jacking up the price, they should be dropping. And so, like, within the next month or so, we should see a flood. And if we don't see a flood, then that means that somebody did something right here. But right now, I mean, you know, like, right now the price should go up. It should just be temporary, but there should be, like, if people have coins that they've been waiting to sell for the next like month, next 2 months, there it should be a good time. If people have been holding just to sell and like drop their inventory, they should be doing it right now. um I'm not seeing it. and maybe it's just all the craziness. Maybe, I don't know how much of, I don't know how many coin stores, how many dealers are closed because of this, like how many people can't operate their stores. I don't know how the laws are in different states and different areas. I just don't know how things are in different places. So it's like I question whether, some companies have the ability to be doing everything, they just can't be doing everything right now. Well, I definitely, yeah, I did a bunch of videos of like how to, how to save money or make money on eBay and stuff. I appreciate it. Um, like I have a lot of knowledge. I don't have many people I can talk to about it. I definitely have tried a lot of experiments. Like the crazy thing is most of what I learned from playing video games and in-game currencies and auction houses. Like World of Warcraft had an auction house, and by the time I played World of Warcraft, and then I started to just be in the auction house. And by the time I was done playing World of Warcraft, I owned everything in the auction house. I just created a system of buying and selling things and like being able to identify like what had like limited supply and like more demand than there was supply, and just learning how to do it. And then Diablo 3 had an in-game auction house which you could actually play in the game, collect items, and then sell, and you get paid out on PayPal. The government didn't like that game, so they like made Blizzard remove the in-game auction house, but it was awesome while it lasted. But after doing all that, I was like, well, why not apply these same methods to eBay in the real world? I'll start off slow, safe, with expendable money, and boom. So it's like everything I do, anybody can do. Like it's like, I mean, it all starts on the simple principles of like buy low, sell high, and it does take time and experience to learn. Like there's definitely mistakes, there's definitely pitfalls. Just as far as coins go, like, I would, unless you're like a brilliant Hawkeye that can see the diamond in the rough, I would avoid all the raw stuff. As far as like, as far as the different grading companies, I prefer PCGS. There's other ones, there's NGCs, there's NX. They're just not, for some reason, like I see when I'm buying and selling the PCGS slabs, I see the market and I see the way it reacts. And I know NGC is like building on them a lot these days. It's probably going to become equal if it's not already, and I don't know, things are definitely changing. Nothing is like solid in the world, as we can all see. Just current, last couple months. Like, I mean, I saw this whole pandemic thing coming here for a while, but um, until it like hits you and like things are actually changing, it's like tomorrow does not look the same way as I thought it, would when I was thinking about all these changes that was going to happen. Like, I'm not taking anything for granted anymore. And so I guess that's one of the reasons why I say with like the 1936 and it's like if you got everything else covered and you're good, then do it. But it's like with the way that the world is right now, it's like, I don't know, like over my lifetime I've seen things like slowly change, but there are gradual changes. And this is just like smack you in the face, life has changed. It doesn't seem like, in my opinion, I don't think things are going to go anywhere close to normal for like 2 to 3 years minimum. I feel like we may have like, get little bits of our freedom back here, but it's going to be a while before like we can like do things normal. And I just have a feeling that like by the time that time has gone by, people are just going to gotten used to things, and we're just going to accept what has become normal. It's like I don't know, you live a certain way for so long, that becomes normal. That becomes what life is. And but yeah, if you have any questions, I'm always happy to talk. Most of the time I'm just looking through coins. And so I appreciate the conversation. That's one of the reasons I like YouTube here a lot, is that there's a lot of like minds, and I've gotten to meet a lot of really interesting people and a lot of fun people to talk to. And I've gotten to learn. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry for knowledge. I want to learn more. Um, so yeah, so I will be streaming on Wednesday night, and I will be streaming on Saturday night. And it looks like 9 o'clock is kind of going to be my standard stream time. If I'm able to stream extra nights, I will. When I'm making shorter videos earlier in the day, I'll try to let people know. But I'm not putting any guarantees except for Wednesday and Saturdays, just because if I have a schedule, then it's like I gotta do it, and if I don't show up, people disappear and vanish. But so thank you everyone for watching tonight. Thanks for joining me. A special thank you to all the lurkers out there. I love you guys. I lurk on a lot of channels too. Sometimes I just like to watch and listen. Really nice talking to you, Andrew Laws. Thank you, Tyler. Nice talking to you earlier. And there was a couple other people on here tonight who were talking. We need to feel. Thank you. I got you. I am now your friend. Thank you for stopping by. Wheatback Attack. Sorry, maybe we'll get to talk next time. And Lou Gilande. It was nice getting to see you for a second. But I think, I'm not sure who's left on here. Whenever I look at the participants here, it never really tells me who was on. But very, very nice talking to you, Andrew, and I'll catch you next time. Wish everybody a good night. Stay well, be well, and see you guys in the future.